Okay, we should be live. Let's go ahead and have you made a room yet, or should I make one?
I'll make one.
Okay.
The name's Mauled Legacy Foreign because and the password's Mauled.
That's a good honest password. I support that password choice. All right, the Discord has been alerted. We are live on everything. We also have, or should have, Araya in the background giving like flavor commentary, but I've set up audio channels that. Oh shit, he can't even.
Hello. This is me.
All right.
Your boy. We're excited to do another
my
legacy.
sideboard has 16 cards. I'll show you that when we get in. It just loads in with a card labeled sideboard because I fucked up the copy pasting.
Okay.
Yeah, I did that. I did that one time and it was annoying.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen.
There's my lovely little sideboard card.
Fuck around with the channels a little bit.
Wow.
So we're on.
Big.
We can see two sides of the coin right here. So first of all, Maul's going to be playing some Death and Taxes. So we're going to be looking to, basically Death and Taxes is sort of like a stack is what you would call it. So it's sort of a prison.
Yes, I will.
So we're going to be looking to lock the opponent's board stay with a couple of pieces. So you can see the Blood Moon in his hand, for example.
Man,
so we're going to be looking.
If I can't fuck with this hand, I can't fuck with anything. I'm keeping.
Just essentially lock the opponent out. Either do silver bullet cards or just cards in general that are very powerful to lock the opponent down.
Yeah, I'll keep this.
Alright. I'm very excited to see what your deck is because you were running through people all week.
Just like Lion Sash is going to eat at our opponent's graveyard.
Island and
the Spirit of the Labyrinth is going to be looking to stop any potential draws. It's going to turn. Brainstorm essentially going to be turned off.
Hopefully I can touch it.
I want to go ahead and talk about the deck list that Mauled is on while the first couple of turns happen.
I'll look at the top three. Come back in any order.
Yeah, I mean we have Magus in the middle.
We'll just shuffle my library.
I actually I want to talk about Comment.
And then pass the turn.
Comment's actually a very funny card. Right. So for those of you who are not enlightened, Comment's a 2 red white.
I'm gonna play.
By the way, I'm reading chat.
And
so
then I'm gonna tap that Plains.
If I'm too loud,
this question will repeat a lot over the course of our session.
Actually, I don't know how to change audio channels. I'll just
do you have it? Because I'm attempting to resolve Aether Vial.
But Common Stellar Pup is 2 red and a white
and play days
for a Planeswalker with 5 loyalty. When you activate it, it only has 1 loyalty ability for 0, but you roll 6-sided die.
Yep.
If you get a 1 or a 2, you +1 it and then make 2 scroll tokens that have haste. 2 1/1s.
Pass the turn.
Or you minus 1 common on a 3.
Yep,
and turn a card with mana value 2 or less. That's pretty good. The -1 is return a card. It's not giving a permanent or color. It's just mana value 2 or less.
Do you still have it? I'm attempting to resolve.
Pretty much half of our list is what I'm saying. 4 or 5 lets Comet sling damage equal to his loyalty counters, and then you -2 Comet after.
Yeah.
And his 6, if he gets +1, then you can repeat the process.
Assuming Drifter and Force the Will down, losing
I think the funny part of Infinity is
All right, that gets
just the way. Oh, we're not early. It's supposed to start about 1 p.m. EST. So we should be on schedule. But,
I just realized what you're.
Yeah, I mean, I'll shut up about Comment, but the Warline thing is, I think there's a lot of cool cards that Infinity people have been messing around with, and honestly, a couple of staples. I think we've seen a lot with attractions and stuff.
Okay, so they're on Sneak and Show. They're on Creature Cheating, which is actually I kept a decent hand.
So you can see the
Bazookan deal with most of the things they
Diplomancy.
in. We do need to get
I'm
a next
honestly
value on the board.
Not like a super big fan of the card. I think it's super clunky. I think it can whiff too many times. I think they make it operate. There's a lot of too many moving pieces. But if you're on a control sort of game plan where you're looking to just grind out the game and maybe be able to protect it while going for one-for-ones, picking off your opponent's spells and permanents. I think there's something to gain
good plays. It's early. This was the only time that all 8 players could get together. For the top 8. So this is round 1.
And draw a card.
And yeah, it's no biggie if you can't be here the whole time.
I gotta find Maldhound's thing.
We're partially streaming it just to record all the footage such that we can cut it into a video.
Go through phases and pass the turn.
Okay. I'll untap, upkeep, draw. I'm gonna drop yet another plains. I'm going to attempt to resolve another Thalia, Guardian of Breda.
So yeah, I think one of the best cards in this list is actually Thalia. Mainly because, I mean, obviously the deck is just, or the format is just so riddled with non-creature interaction. Thalia essentially turns off
I feel decent now. They're important mana points.
Brainstorm cost 2.
Search for Skull Volcanic.
Preordain cost 2. I think Thalia is a phenomenal card. And like this card is played in a lot of formats for different reasons. In the case of Legacy, like the higher power level,
tap it.
It's almost ubiquitous actually, because most non-creature interactions is like vital to the game, right? But it goes better as you go higher on power level because
it wouldn't save
we're casting candies for 1 mana. You know,
it would help.
Our interaction is like 0 mana in the case of Daze and Thorsalot. So I mean, this card does a lot of work. And I would like to also look at
to play the Suvian Drifter.
If I can find it.
Then I will go through phases and pass the turn.
I feel like I just saw it.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Oh, so chill. I'm gonna play a Prismatic Vista. I'm gonna pay 1 life and crack it. We're gonna go looking for a mountain.
Yep.
We're gonna pay 3 and attempt to resolve.
I found the list. So let me get a look at this list.
And then I will pass to you.
So he is on a sneak and show list. For those who are less enlightened,
they have probably one fucking
this deck's name derives from the cards Show and Tell and Sneak Attack. Show and Tell is 2 and a blue.
Combat.
Each player can put an artifact, creature, enchantment, or land from their hand to the battlefield.
That's what
Sneak Attack is 3 and a red enchantment. You can pay a red to put a creature card from your hand on the battlefield.
It's a City of Traders, so
it gets haste and you sacrifice that to the next end step. So basically, we're looking to slam a Gristlebrand, slam an Emrakul, slam a Arcana Cruelty, basically for free. We're not looking to really pay for these. So we obviously want to do this as fast as humanly possible, and looks like the ball has already been rolling. If I can see what's going on.
I'm going to tap 2.
We've got the Magus of the Moon on the battlefield.
And attempt to resolve Stone Fortress.
Thankfully, Prince has looked to avoid the situation with playing an island.
Okay, when it enters, I'm going to go dig in their library for a Caldra Compliate. Everybody's favorite
will be
living
found
weapon
off of the Stoneforge. Probably a good play.
That's going to go into my hand.
I think there's not really much to grab up for Stoneforge in this list. I can tell you there's Batterskull. I can tell you
there's a bunch of shit by holding control.
Do you have
we have Umezawa's Jite.
Yes, I am running Yorion. That is why my deck has 80 cards.
Calder's going to look to basically extend the game out after locking the board.
I guess.
No, not
the one basic is indeed helping Prince Douchebag here.
I'm going to swing for 4 at you.
Alan is certainly fantastic.
No, all right, and then I'll go to end step and pass. I could just fucking die now because I don't have anything to exile for Solitude, and so they pull.
I'll play the City of Traders.
Emrakul or something.
And then tap.
Oh, they're gonna have enough to just fucking.
3.
The City of Traders enters the battlefield. Thankfully, it's basically a basic mountain in this situation. Problem with Magus and Moon, they're on red, and the Show of Tell hits the battlefield, or it hits the sack, I should say.
We both. I'm pretty sure we both declare what we want to put out, and then we have the call on.
I can put out
Emrakul.
Okay.
Sorry, what am I saying?
I'm gonna put out Solitude.
Is gonna hit the battlefield.
Okay.
But the Solitude
enter at the same time.
So we're gonna see a little bit of a silly situation here. So obviously, Solitude is gonna be able to discard a card, and I have to, regardless of whether or not
one of my creatures to exile.
Yeah,
one ability stack on top of each other.
Sacrifice.
So that's pretty pretty good to sneak in.
I'm going
but
to.
the Archon is still going to be able to draw a card.
Solitude.
It's going to be able to deal 3 or drain for 3.
Solitude will be okay. So I'm going to sacrifice Solitude. I'm going to target Archon with Solitude's ETB. And
you probably are going to have to.
And then I'm going to discard.
Eat the Magus in the Moon because they have access to blue regardless. I think that would be the what I would be sacrificing.
Take my 3 life. I will gain my 3 life and draw a card.
Obviously, a vote or
and then
what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
You keep
and then
the
you
Solitude
get 6 off of me exiling Archon.
I guess they're sacrificing the Solitude.
Main start of combat. Reveal the top card library.
Yeah, we're using Cockatrice because it's just a lot of convenience for us on our end
Misty Rainforest
for the tournament.
I'll go through
the really nice thing I like about Cockatrice out of anything is the fact that you can save the programs.
Draw.
No, but I think in any other case we'd probably have been using untap, but I just think this.
I'm gonna tap.
This program is not gonna ruin matches,
2 white,
you know.
And Stoneforge Mystic.
So we're gonna be tapping to Stoneforge to bring out the Cauldron
out onto the battlefield.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna tap 3.
You tap
I forgot to create the germ token. But,
and then I'm going to tap 3 to
complete
bring
battlefield, so now
from my sideboard.
Maul has a 5/5 with first strike, trample, haste, indestructible, and combat damage.
And swing with the Cauldron Compliate.
How much is that?
5.
Yeah, I'll take the 5.
Alright. Then I go to end step and your turn.
So far, I mean, Maul's on a pretty good advantage, being able to sneak in the Solitude.
The City of Traders,
and the show tell was really everything.
Floating 2 mana, play Misty Rainforest.
So the one thing about Sneak In Show
with
is it is very good at what it does. That's why it's so high in the metagame. But the problem is that you don't have the Sneak In Show.
With the 2 and then
either piece, you're just kind of screwed.
With the 2, I will then tap 3.
There is the Vesuvian Drifter.
And play Sneak Attack.
I mean, it costs 4 mana.
I'll tap so 1 red the Mystic and sneak out aggressive.
But they will be. It looks like they will be casting. Sneak Attack.
I will go to the first step of combat.
They did tap a Mystic Rainforest for a mana. Looks like.
I actually did the top of my hand.
You're right. It is still a mountain. I keep forgetting. But
so I'll just reveal.
I don't know where the Gristle Brand's coming from. Still have only 4 mana, right?
I'm not crazy. To all players. 1. It's that.
Oh, right. Wait. City of Traders was a mountain, so you couldn't use it to float 2.
You're right. So does that?
Oh, they.
That should put you because you.
Do they think the City of Traders was making them too colorless? Yeah.
On the field, so you should get 1 step short of putting G-Boy out.
Yep.
They don't even. You also don't even sacrifice the City of Traders because all of its abilities are being replaced by Magus of the Moon static ability. That's
I'm going to.
So there's no. If you play another land sacrifice City of Traders ability on the card, there's no tap to add 2 colorless on the card. It's just the mountain. So that is, it's sort of almost like a double-edged sword here. So. Yeah.
Tap 4.
Hope you guys can hear me well.
Yep.
I'm going to play the Canoptech Scarab Swarm. I'm going to exile your graveyard. And
if you guys can hear me, tell me if you like waffles or pancakes
get exiled, which is going to make 2 1/1 insect tokens.
Yep.
And
here
then
comes
I'm going
the
to
Canoptech
swing
Scarab
again
Swarm.
with Cauldron.
So it's going to be a 1/1 that ETB eats a player's graveyard, and then for each artifact or land exiled this way, they will make a 1/1 insect. I'm not super crazy about this card in this list.
Main 1.
I can sort of understand why we're running it. Obviously, there's a lot of
red to sneak out Gristlebrand for action.
There's a lot of like graveyard bullshit, and so is the interaction. So it's sort of a double-edged, sort of a good, I guess meta call is the correct term for the Scarab Swarm. If we play this on game 1 and we like draw into it or the Lion Sash, like there's a very high chance that when you play a game of Legacy and you hit a random deck, just like against a random opponent you don't know, there's like a good chance they're going to be They're just good chances to be on graveyard. We do see the Emrakul being slammed down and the Gristlebrand.
I'll go to combat.
Sneak attack. That does look like it's going to be.
I will not reveal declare attackers and swing all these at you.
Protection from everything, basically. As far as we're concerned,
it's got 6 permanents.
Yep, I'm picking the permanents.
Or it's got pro from all interaction, I should say. And also Annihilator 6. So I mean, a Maul can technically survive, but they're not going to make it to another turn.
5.
I assume they're
6,
looking to block. Like this. This is what they're sacrificing. I mean, you have to leave a flyer.
I will declare the Canoptech. You take an
in my opinion, like obviously.
Yeah. Oh wait, you didn't cast it. You didn't.
I don't know. Maybe I'm something not. I'm not understanding, but I would be sacrificing my lands.
For Emrakul.
I guess there's the Yorion, right? 9. But Yorion's not gonna really buy us any time. Swords will buy us time.
Sure does.
Another Solitude would buy us time, maybe.
Wait, what?
Homegirl,
but I don't know if sacrificing all our creatures is the correct.
It's the other Emrakul.
I would have gotten rid of Magus. Right. I would look to maybe have gotten rid of 2 of the tokens.
So then I'll go to
maybe A-land,
phase 2.
Like a basic to be specific.
I'll play
the Germ. It will be 1. Equip 7, right? Or yeah. So yeah, I'm not sure.
Cauldric, that is done. Main phase 2, I'll just pass the turn. I'll gain 7 life.
Alright.
Because lifelink from Gristlebrand.
Yeah. And then both of your
an absolutely fucking devastating turn over here.
Yep, both from sneak attack things get sacrificed.
Alright, untap, upkeep, draw. Oh, that's so cool. I'm gonna play a Karakas.
Oh, the Karakas is very good.
I'm gonna tap 5
we did
mana,
make it the
3
turn,
white.
thankfully.
For
Yorion.
Yeah.
In response, I will.
We can actually flicker the Cauldron here,
that.
which is good. That daze will not. Is unfortunately not going to save.
Yeah, I'll let that counterspell work.
Okay.
What?
And then I'll.
Sorry, that was
Cauldron, I guess.
That was not very insightful. I think the tapping the Karakas for mana and letting the Yorion resolve would have been fine.
And then I will pass. Re-ink, it is by design. We're having we are having the TO do color commentary while we play. If it is a little bit too cacophonous, we will adjust soon. Yeah, I am saving.
I think I'll just play 2 Lotus Petals.
I mean, they have a full hand, so there's like.
Yeah, I would have personally not saved Karakas for Emrakul.
Combat reveal the hump card.
Just because I don't think they are going to have any sources of reanimation.
I don't think my deck has any.
If they have a threat, they're going to have something.
I
forgot
going on.
Sorry, I always forget swing 2 at you.
The Emrakul.
Yeah, I take my 2.
At the very least.
And then I'll go through phase and pass the turn.
We have 6 permanents to sacrifice. That's just my preference. I think keeping up Karakas is also good. It's just more of like what are the odds? If I'm playing this matchup, I'm like, what are the odds that my opponent is going to have another threat to slam?
You can only cast more than 1 spell per turn, correct? Is that
no?
If I'm too loud or I'm too quiet, let me know.
Which for you, not as important right now.
Because it might sound like we're talking in a cacophony. So I'm good to adjust volumes.
Yeah, that was all.
Okay, and then I'll swing Cauldron.
I'll take the 5.
Maul is supposed to be quiet, and I'm supposed to be louder.
Untap, upkeep, draw. I'll draw a card. Play them.
I mean, theoretically, you're not even supposed to hear Maul at all.
I'm dumbass. Then I'll go through phase. The combat reveal.
There's no way to like swap in between and out of him hearing, of us hearing him and not hearing him. So.
Mountain, so I'll just pass the turn.
Yep, just a swing in the Vesuvian and
keep draw.
I mean, I think Maul has this game mostly in the bag. It's just a matter of
both my creatures.
Yeah, Just swing with the Spirit of Labyrinth and Cauldron, and we're gonna scoop up. And we're gonna head into game 2.
Should have 100% counted
unless
Spirit of the Labyrinth because I forgot a brainstorm.
One of the 8 cards in Prince Douchebag's hand is gonna go ahead and take us out of the situation.
I don't think there's anything I can do.
Yeah, I mean,
here. Yeah, GG's.
You can. I think the way to live here is you use Vesuvian Drifter to block the Cauldron complete and look to Path to Exile or Bolt or something. Nope, that's it. I don't think the let's go back to Prince Douchebag's house.
Yeah, unlocked.
Yeah, like ideally. Yeah, so theoretically you should only be able to hear me. So that should be good. So we're looking at sideboards here, right? We're gonna be looking to probably, I mean, obviously, Containment Priest is just an automatic grab. I would be just grabbing the Containment Priest under, it's just like a good idea. Where Containment Priest, for those who are unenlightened, it is 2 mana flash. If a creature would ETB and it wasn't cast, exile instead. So what Containment Priest is, in response to your show and tell, I play Containment Priest, and then anything you can ever cheat into play is exiled. So that's just gonna win us the game automatically. I mean, that's really. I think Mindbreak Trap is maybe okay. Pyroblast is definitely good. I would probably bring in Pyroblast to counter the Force of Wills, the Dazes, stuff like that. Well, actually, that's it. And then as for douchebags side of it, we probably bring in our Brothers Hood end. That's gonna go ahead and it's probably gonna go ahead and sweep most of Malt's creatures. Like actually all of them, I think. I don't think anything survives the Brotherhood's end. Yeah, not everything dies to Brothers Hood end. So phenomenal card to board, and I would say. Fury is good. Same reason as I said. We distribute 4 damage. No Sargardazade. This is not a Malt's deck is not an equipment based deck. The Stoneforge, the Kaldra, the Batterskull are simply tools to allow us to close the game, or just to, in the case of Batterskull, to keep us in the game with the life gain. Sargardazade is more for hammer time, where we're going to be looking to kill our opponent as fast as possible with the equipments. Which that deck also runs Stormforge, but that it's for a different reason. Stormforge is in this format is kind of like it's sort of a toolbox essentially, and we want to look to see what tools we want to grab out of it. Anything else? I think boarding is pretty straightforward here. I think for douchebag, it's bring in the Brotherhood, bring in the Furies, cut out the Vesuvian Drifters, or actually. I don't even know. I would be less on the cantrips. I would just aggressively mulligan. I guess I would cut a Vesuvian Drifter and like 2 preordains. That's my opinion, I think. I think the slow cantrips are not amazing for a deck that wants to be like turn 1. Here's my big thing. That's my opinion. The pilot might disagree, but that was what I would do. Like, yeah, and I guess in Malt case, I would probably bring in for Pyroblast and Containment Priest. Oh, there's only 1 Containment Priest in this deck? That's so shitty. That's not a lot. I would probably cut Jite. I would probably cut I'll probably get rid of Skyclave Apparition. No, that hits 4. Probably 2 Magus. Probably a Loran. Nope. What would I do? I would cut the Lion Sash and the Canoptech, the Magus, and the Umezawa's Jite for Containment Priest and Pyroblast. I didn't see what he actually did. Right with the basic, good old Volcanic Island for a Ponder. It is very interesting the way that douchebag is playing this list. I don't think he's looking, or I don't think they're looking to mulligan very aggressively. I think they're looking to just play for value. Very interesting against a death and taxes list that wants to play slow. I would personally not do that. I think you want to be just slamming down the show and tell as fast as possible. But all right, here we go. Show and tell hits the battlefield. Thankfully, they were able to get into it. So Solitude's going to enter the battlefield, and Emrakul. The great thing about show and tell is that both of them enter at the same time and they're declared at the same time. It's not, oh, I know that you played Solitude, so I get to choose something else. Yep, Solitude is not a spell, so it will exile the Emrakul. Yep. I think Maul is pretty doing pretty hot. I think just Solitude, keeping the Solitude in hand for against the show and tell is a very, very smart play. That was good. Maul should be muted because I'm just doing commentary for now. Provided the Maul gets eliminated, you're going to be able to hear him in the future. But for now, we want to make it so that what's it called? That you can just hear my commentary. He's going to go ahead and play the Aether Vial. Great card in this deck, obviously. You get to cheat in a creature. The thing about Aether Vial is the way you make the most out of the card is you're gonna be like strip mining people, just cutting lands, but you're getting counters. So while they can't cast their spells, you can get a creature. How do they gain 10 life? Basically, Solitude is sorts the plowshares on a creature. So whenever it exiles the creature, its controller gains life equal to that creature's power. In the case of Emrakul, I believe it's 15. So. And Ancient Doom has been punching them, I believe. So we're gonna pass on to Prince Douchebag's turn. Looks like. They casted the Brainstorm. I think they're looking to maybe rebuild a little bit. I can understand the deck building decisions that came into mind with the Vesuvian Drifter. I can understand. It can do some good work with Brainstorm because you're going to be able to take something from your hand and put on top of your library and then turn it into that creature. I think the problem is Vesuvian Drifter. It's on attack. Is it transforms or it looks at top and then transforms? So that's not going to give you the Annihilator on Emrakul because that is also an attack trigger. The good thing is if it turns into Emrakul or if it turns into Gristlebrain instead, that's good. Also, Archon is an attack trigger and an ETB. Vesuvian doesn't trigger either of those. So it's just turning into a big creature unless it's Gristlebrain, then you draw a bunch of cards. That is my preference as to why I don't really like the card in this situation. I can see it being kind of useful, but I would be just focusing on playing more of a semi-control strategy. Like combo control is the kind of archetype that wants to stop its opponent from fucking up with their things and then using a combo finisher. And combos don't need to be infinite either, as long as it's just something that is a combination of cards that ends up winning the game. So we have 2 counters on Aether Vial. Play Plains for turn. And they're going to be tapping out for, what do we have? I mean, Magus, I probably wouldn't be playing. Again, a lot of basics. Flicker Wisp, you can exile their land, and I believe they don't get it back for a while. I don't know if that does anything. I don't think it's kind of an awkward situation in the hand here. Mulden's really not really having a lot of card advantage. So yeah, he put Yori onto hand, which is pretty good. We can go ahead and flicker that solitude when the need is there. Yeah. Oh, and here comes the Butterset end. I'm going to assume they choose the creature mode. Yep, there you go. Uh, I mean, like I said in the mid game, sideboarding around, I was like, Butterset's gonna get rid of every creature in their deck, and lo and behold, it was a great card to have here. At this point, it looks like a war of attrition. The Sneak and Show has burned out. So we're just looking to, I guess, draw into another show and tell or a sneak attack, whatever works. Um, I mean, this deck really doesn't do much more than that. Like the Vesuvian Drifter can do some damage sometimes. Um, what are you talking about with those in the crypt? Oh, you mean the Ancient Tomb? That was Strip Mind. Unless if that's what you meant. Or Wasteland is the correct term. Strip Mind's not in this format. I'll be a little boasted. All right, so we're on the draw. I would love to see what the hands are so I could say more. But this spectators cannot see hands, unfortunately. So um next time please please enable that. I'll let them know. But maybe tapping out 4 for a sneak attack. Can't pronounce things. So I mean, yeah, we got to the sneak attack. Malt can really bounce back here with the Loran. Um, we can flicker wisp it, and I think we can get rid of it temporarily. Um, Let me look at flicker wisp again so I can. Yeah, it's in the beginning of the next end step, so it would take a while. Yeah. This year. Not a lot going on. Honestly, I think Maul is just looking to kick up Aether out of 5. Um, I guess that's the best thing you can do. Unfortunately, Prince Douchebag does not have a creature to cheat in. If this deck had some kind of like reanimation sub-theme where we could pull our cards from graveyard into battlefield, I think that'd be pretty good. I don't know how. I think Sneak and Show is fine as just an Izzet build. Greg says is pretty good though. Like I've seen the decks here and there. The sorcery speed continue or the whatever. They play it though? Oh, and they accidentally dragged out the top of the deck. Or they treated it, and that's what's in hand. So we got Recruit of the Guard pretty good. We get a card that's going to basically shut down the opponent's deck. I mean, that's just pretty much a wrap. The thing with Douchebag's list is that I think Brotherhood End is the only form of creature removal on their list. But once the counter magic is over, that's it. Yeah, I don't see anything in this list. That's it. That's only Brotherhood's End. Um, it's a little unfortunate, to be quite honest. They just have it actually. They had the Brotherhood's End. What Maul can actually do here is tap that Aether Vial and go ahead and slam the Yorion into play. That exiles Containment Priest, Recruitment of the Guard. I think it does. I think the Containment Priest will kill the other creatures that you cheat in, so I think you would have to do just Containment Priest, which is a little unfortunate. So Containment Priest does not count itself. Yeah, you could also play Mother of Runes. I mean, it's really up to Mauled here. I think it's either way. We want to keep some Containment Priest alive. Maul just wins at some point. Also, I don't know what happened exactly with the Brotherhood End. It's a splash effect. So the rest of the board should be gone. Either that or everything else is exiled. Yeah, there we go. I believe the problem is the Containment Priest will see all of the permanents that enter the battlefield at the same time as it and will kill everything else. I will check the rules on that, but that might be problematic. Let's take a look. Okay, now we're good. If Containment Priest enters the battlefield at the same time as other creatures, its ability won't affect those creatures. So, okay. We're able to safely flicker them. Okay, I had to check. Good thing I did. Now we get Stoneforge off of the Yorion. That's just I mean, yeah, that's like yeah, basically looking down the gun barrel at this point. I think Maul has it in the bag. The unfortunate piece of information is that Douchebag can do physically nothing against the Containment Priest. I think both Brotherhoods have been casted. There's no way to get these creatures out by casting them, as far as I know. Gristlebrand is about 8 mana, I think. Emrakul is 15. Archon is 8. So, like, yeah, just a wrap here. Archon is 7, actually. Yeah. But we're just gonna watch this poor bastard get his skull smashed little by little. We're tapping to 1 sub P for mana, which we cannot do. But I don't think it matters that much. You're supposed to make a juror. The equipment is not but whatever. Kyohi, if that's how you pronounce your name, the Wednesday streams are viewer streams, so fans will get to participate in those. If you're in the Discord, I actually don't know if you can access it from this stream. Oh yeah, there's a link to the Discord, so just go ahead and join that. An EDH signups. Once you give yourself the role to be able to see the magic stuff. Yeah, I mean, absolute multi. Like, we've I have not been able to watch the previous matches that Maul's been in, but it seems just like Maul's been killing it. Like, I have nothing to say. He's been 5-0, undefeated in the Swiss, and now in this tournament. Maul is 2-0, and like it's no one's fucking business. It's phenomenal. Wow. Holy shit, man. Wow. I mean, Mullen's just sweeping the floor with this deck. He's clearly demonstrating.
I'm gonna post a YouTube video about all this, and when I do, I'm gonna give so much credit to whoever designed the fucking sideboard for this list, because the sideboard is just like bending people over. It's so fucking strong. Yeah, there hasn't been a matchup this week where I was like, oh, I can't really do anything. I just have to pray. Yeah. So I like this list a lot. Obviously, Prince did not enjoy this list since it was just like, actually, you can't do any of the funny shit you intended to do with your list. Yeah, I talked with Bean a lot. We were strategizing a lot throughout the week about like potential matchups, and the whole time I was like, what the fuck do I do about show and tell? And I was thinking about my sideboard, and I was thinking about like what I needed to mulligan for, and I think like it was one day ago that I started to think like, actually Solitude's kind of cracked in this matchup because I get a life linker and you lose whatever totally fucked up creature you were going to play. Um, I think it's because this deck just doesn't actually want to control that hard. Like we have so much permanent removal that we have weenies, and so like if we're Chalicing of the Void for low mana spells, we normally win against I win against those decks anyway. And so we don't need I would rather have like another Stoneforge, like another swords for the big bomb, because if we go against another deck that is just playing a bunch of like 1 or 2 costs, like I have been beating those not with like complete ease, but it's already been a pretty favorable matchup for me to begin with. And then let's look at, I'm gonna pull up the top 8 bracket. So me and Douche, who seed 1 and 2, by the way. God bless the seeding for this tournament. So we're looking at Dragon, but Dragon, that's not their name in the Discord. And then Kala, who that is their name. So I'm playing Kala then. Oh, dog Sam. I was like, I ate like 2 spoonfuls of coleslaw before I started stream. I was like, this is enough. White people. You're not wrong. Wet salad time, bro. It's tasty. It's tasty wet salad. basically. It's ranch, but it's like sweet. It's ranch, but also sweet. Okay. We're gonna. How do we do a? I'm trying to add Toad into the schmicks for the for the commentary. I'm asking for their Skype name. There is an add participant button, so I'm getting his Skype name, and then we're gonna plop him in, and then once Kala joins me, I will remute myself, and looking like they were most perturbed just by all of us trying to talk at the same time. So I think it is just going to be, no matter how far I make it, we just are always going to keep the players muted, and you can just riff on what's happening or like what you see in our hands and stuff like that. Okay. All right, I think Toad is downloading Skype. We're still waiting for Kala, so I think that's it. But yeah, anyway, so for my current perspective of the legacy meta is just that like Death and Taxes doesn't lose to anything. It doesn't. It's like it's very hand dependent for what you're able to just like shit stomp. But I haven't seen a single deck where I'm like, oh, my deck really can't do anything. There's just a lot of decks where I feel like, oh, I really mulliganed badly. Mm-hmm. pile of white weenie bullshit, and then also Magus of the Moon. Yeah. Username dude, this was the matchup I was most scared for. I was most scared to play against douchebag. Hey, what is up, Kala? We are figuring out one or two more things with our audio, so do you mind if we take like 5 more minutes? God bless you.
I'm here to spectate, so I'm
yes.
Oh, I was surprised there's only one copy.
I still have a chance in this.
You might be able to. Araya, please stop talking for a moment because I haven't fixed the audio channels, and so we are in hell right now. Okay, Callie, you can talk again. Yeah, I mean, you made it. Listen, I just took out the fucking number 2 seed. So if you, by transitive property, if you beat me, you've beaten the first and second place stream or seeds.
I need to go get a cup of water because, like.
Oh fuck. Yeah, for sure. Take a minute. We're trying to get another member into a Skype call to do like match commentary. So you have a few minutes.
Gotcha. Totally not shaking, by the way.
Oh my god, my heart rate has been like 150 BPM or above every single match. When I was playing Bean, because he was on Delver, and the matchup's favored for me, but it's really, really like it's down to the wire every single time, and so I was just like vibrating at my desk trying to play against him.
At least Delver was nerfed.
Oh shit.
That's the plus side, right? Delver was nerfed a while back. Ragavan and Expressive Iteration.
God.
I'm gonna be right there.
All right.
In the fucking format of cantrips. Okay. I just have to try to keep my cool. Is the game created, or should I create one?
You can go ahead and create one. I'm gonna put you on mute for just a second while I fix these audio channels, and then we're gonna get into the schmicks. Okay, Araya, you can talk again. I just tried to call Toad into here. I see it's trying to load for them. And then once we get Toad confirmed, I will switch your guys' channel back over. Unavailable? I just flamed Toad in Discord DMs.
Do you need more commentators? Because that sounds fun.
I don't think we need. Toad just wanted to be a part of it. I think if Toad is successful, we're gonna be at 2 already, and then it could get a little too busy.
With 3.
But he also appears to be illiterate, and so if he can't figure out Skype, you have a Skype account?
No.
All right, we would need a Skype because we have to be on different audio softwares to have your audio not fuck with me. Like I have to be able to set it up so that the audience can hear you but not me, and I can hear my competitors but not you guys, so that I don't get any of the privileged information. And so we're doing a bunch of Skype fuckery to make that happen.
Couldn't you just have all the spectators in a separate Discord channel and then have them spectate the round via cockatrice?
You can do that for spectators, but I'm streaming it on YouTube right now. And so it's about getting the audio to the YouTube stream. And so Discord is one audio line, and then Skype is a different audio line. But I can't make multiple audio lines for, or at least when I tried to make multiple audio lines for multiple Discord rooms, it didn't work. Everybody on stream, thank you for your patience. We are just about done, or hopefully just about done figuring this out.
How difficult is it to... Actually, I don't want to do that.
And Araya, are you still there? Did I already say?
There we go.
Yeah, username, dude. IT Wizardry.
Magic is...
Okay.
I now have Skype on my computer. How does accounts?
I'm not sure. It does look like we are gonna get Toad in on this, so maybe wait in the wings on that. Toad, you are on mute right now.
I've arrived.
All right, Araya's back. Toad, take yourself off mute, please and thank you, so we can make sure your audio is coming through okay, and then we will set up the audio line, and then we will start my match with Kala. All right, I'm gonna switch you guys over and take things off with Kala. If Toad shows up, God bless him. Otherwise, we just got to get this game rolling since we're at the top of the hour again.
Okay.
I'm ready to go.
Continue. Do not contribute. Okay, I could actually join the Skype call because I have now set that up.
All right, let me hit you back after this round to see if Toad's joining was successful or not, because I do want to avoid having, because we're muting me and the other competitors specifically because too many voices talking at once is not hot.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a mute. I'm a mute. But what's the
Oh, I'm not speaking. But I'm waiting to get into the match so we can see both hands. I mean, I guess we'll you're just talking about the cards, I guess. Yeah, the Malt's not supposed to have a voice though. It's supposed to be me.
Can everyone hear me?
Oh, it's Boo. We love the hamster. Oh boy. I'm waiting for him to respond to DMs. You stuffing your fucking cyborg into your deck, dude. That'd be funny. Your yaw moment. Hamster. I'm gonna start screaming.
The DNT is too powerful.
Oh, they're just chatting. So let me. What am I doing? Let me actually not waste your guys' time. So we have Mauled obviously on the death and taxes. You guys are familiar with the deck by now, hopefully. If you just jumping into the stream, death and taxes is going to look to lock our opponent with a Stagsy/Prisony deck. Just a lot of cards that say you can't do this or have fun, and a lot of cards that say shoot that thing. As for Kala, let me find their deck. So they are on. Oh, this is looks like a breakfast, Cephalid breakfast deck. So, what Kala's deck is looking to do is mill out their library with a card. It's called Cephalillusionist. It's for a 1 and a blue. It's a 1/1. It says whenever it's targeted by a spell or ability, you mill 3. You can probably kind of infer what we're going off of here. But if you're maybe not enlightened, we have cards like Nomad and Core, which just says pay 0 and redirect 1 damage from Nomads and Core to target creature. Shuko is 1-mana equipment, which with equip 0. So the idea is we're just targeting the Cephalid a million times to middle our deck, and then we'll cast Dread Return. It's 2 in black, but more importantly, it's flashback, sacrifice 2 creatures, reanimate target creature in your graveyard. And we are going to deck out and then reanimate Thassa's Oracle from our graveyard to win the game instantaneously. So we have a couple of other cool pieces I really like about the list. We have Cabal Therapy, which has flashback, sacrifice a creature. You name a card, and then the opponent reveals the card and gets rid of all the cards that were named. Sort of like a hand disruption deck card kind of thing. Maybe you can get rid of like a Force of Will sort of situation. We have Narcomoeba, which is just a 1/1 with flyer. 1/1 flyer with whenever it's milled from graveyard, from library to graveyard, you put it to the battlefield instead. So we have a lot of ways to make little baby creatures to sacrifice to Dread Return and Cabal Therapy. More importantly, we're just looking to maybe slam it onto Fairy Time Raveler to remove interaction, or play an Orange Chant, which is just a silence with the kicker cost to make creatures not able to attack. We have Force of Will, so we're looking to lock the board down. So far, nothing much has really happened. Maltz landed Athalia once again. Beautiful card to really stick here. Or the Saga for Kala, and nothing much going on. We have Lauren the Third Path in the battlefield. As far as we're concerned, it's just a vanilla 2/1. I would not be giving the opponent cards, so it's just going to be a 2/1 for now. Spoke about it last match, but Thalia, fantastic card in general. The great thing about Death and Tack is that it's not running very many non-creatures. If it is, it's exactly Aether Vial that we're going to be able to cast. Everything else is an equipment that we cheat into play with Cauldron Complete, or with Cauldron Complete with Stoneforge Mystic. So, again, fantastic card. It's going to shoot down a lot of strategies, just because, I mean, most of the game is non-creature. Oh, I finally have the password. All right, let me give you a live commentary now. So we have a Rashawn Port in play. Normally, from like a commander standpoint, you're like, why the fuck am I playing this? This card is terrible. But just being able to 2-for-1 an opponent while you already have a board, even though it is, you're going down 2 mana to turn down opponent's 1 mana, it is still good. You're preventing your opponent from reaching that critical mass of of the threshold to a certain kind of mana where it's like, oh, now I get to be able to cast this. For 3 mana, it's Teferi. Teferi is very vital for this strategy because we are getting disrupted by instant speed interaction. And if you can turn off that interaction, we're set for life. I'm looking at Calisan. We've got Narcomoeba. We've got a Misty Rainforest, Cephalid Illusionist, Blood Strand, Mystic Sanctuary, and Staff of the Storyteller. Staff are probably not familiar with. I didn't explain what it is. It's a 2-mana artifact. ETB, make a 1/1 with flying. Whenever you make 1 or more creature tokens, you put a counter on it, and then you can pay 1 and tap it, remove a counter, draw a card. Lauren is not going to be exactly a value engine. You don't really go positive in card advantage, and giving the combo deck more cards is generally not what we want to do. So mainly, what this card is good for is to flicker with something like Flicker Wisp or Yorion, get rid of a staff, which is, as you can see, is being casted. I mean, yeah, if you play Spirit and you do it after the draw step, you can definitely cut that draw off. So that is pretty good. I wouldn't recommend doing it on your own turn, for example. But yeah, it does have Vigilance, so you can do both. You can attack, but then you can make that card draw. So definitely a good thing to point out, by the way. Spirit of Labyrinth, also, I mean, I also said this card is fantastic. It turns off Brainstorm. It makes Ponder just a 1-mana Scry 3, I guess. It's still good, but you don't net any cards. Preordain turns that off. Turns off Staff the Storyteller if you're doing it at on your turn at sorcery speed. So far, I'm surprised that Kala really kept this hand. I think it's a little too slow. They drew they didn't draw any more cards yet, but we want to be aggressively mulliganing a little bit with a combo list like this. We really want to be getting able to have some protection in hand, like a Force of Will or a Daze, and then also have this Cephalid Illusionist combo sort of thing. But I mean, this is also fine too. We're gonna be drawing a card a little bit. You can grab Yorion whenever. Yorion, before the old companion rules say you can cast him from your command zone or companion zone. The current rule now is you can pay 3 on your turn at sorcery speed. Same thing. But at sorcery speed, you can pay 3 mana to put your companion into your hand. It looks like he did pay 3 to put Yorion in the hand. There's Rashawn Port, Iganjo, and the Tundra are tapped. Plutzo, sorry. Yeah. So once the Yorion is gone, it's gone forever. But yeah, for the one time, you can pay 3 to put it into your hand, and then it's a part of the game, essentially. So far, a very slow War of Attrition. I think Maulhound pretty much has it in the bag here. We're going to be able to just cut our opponent just little by little. And yeah, there's not much that he can really do. The one issue, it looks like we're going to be swordsing the 1/1. I don't know if that's the correct option. But I assume he just wants to clear blockers to go ahead and swing here. I guess you can. So yeah, they do heal 1. Oh, that's right. Yeah, it does cost you mana. Because of Thalia, it's going to increase it by 1. There you go. Yeah, it does not automatically make it a lethal attack because the Swords to Plowshares is going to heal the opponent for 1. But yeah, I guess there's not really much you want to be swordsing in this matchup besides like, for example, Nomads and Core, which enables the targeting, or you could exile the Cephalid in response to anything else being played. Yeah, the Cephalid you can't really do anything if you have another piece in play. But if you for example get rid of it in response to a Shuko being played or Nomads being casted, you're pretty much good to go. So definitely, I would have probably saved the swords because we really don't know what Kala could do in the perspective of Maul. But if we're like there's a very high chance that we just take the win here. Cal's at 1 HP. It's pretty much win or die sort of situation. We did not draw a card we needed. We drew another. So the draw in order is Force of Will, Ponder, Teferi, and Self-Illusionist. Yeah, exactly. Swordsing the Cephalid. It's definitely a better idea to get rid of the Cephalid if the Cephalid's on battlefield. I think in general there's a lot of better options than getting rid of the Spirit. I don't think it matters because I was about to say Cal did not draw what they needed. There's no way to really get this combo going. If they drew like a Shuko or a Nomads, we were good to go. We could get our Narcomoebos from our library, have some blockers, or not even that. We would just win with the Dread Return. But yeah, unfortunately, they are screwed. That sucks. Yeah, a little unfortunate. I think Maul's just kind of delaying the inevitable, slamming down the what's it called? The Magus of the Moon. I mean, Cal can, or they can Force of Will the Magus, but yeah, that's That's over. Once again, Death and Tax is scooping up another win under its belt. I mean, we see just the versatility combined with the raw strength of this deck, right? We're just playing a bunch of silver bullet cards that are hitting a lot of mechanics and like things you can do in your deck, I guess, that just are so common in this format. Like card draw is very good. Non-creature spells are very good. You know, having non-basics is a must-have because most decks are multicolored. Like the very, very few number of decks that are unicolor are some D&T lists, most of them actually, and like Burn and stuff, and Mystic Forge, but that runs non-basics too, you know. So there's a lot of, that's what the spine of D&T has always been for as long as it's been a deck, is just what cards like can I play that are just gonna shut my opponent down, and then how can I make it as efficient as possible. And the Malt's not really. Oh yeah, let's talk about sideboarding. That's something we can do instead of just blabbering. In Mald's side, we're probably getting rid of Surgical. Absolutely, we're putting Surgical into our list. I Very Macabre, also a great ad, in my opinion. I think Containment Priest, again, a phenomenal card. If you return a creature, Containment Priest says nope, put that shit in exile. So it just turns off the deck. Cuts, probably Comet, because that deck is too fast. Maybe a Flicker Whisper too. We're probably, I don't know, the cuts are a little tight. Maybe trim down a Solitude. Trim down a Stoneforge. Trim down a Loran, because Loran's not really hitting anything meaningful. But I mean, it's really up to Mold. But we are bringing the Surgical. We're definitely bringing the Macabre. We're definitely bringing in Containment Priest. You can bring in the Pyroblasts to counter the Illusionist. Is what we really want to be countering, and I guess protecting our own spells from like Foul and Daze and stuff. I don't know if I would do that. But, on the other side, on the Self-Illusionist, we're probably bringing the Swords of Plowshares. We're probably bringing in Prismatic Ending is good. I actually don't know why we're bringing in Prismatic Ending in the sideboard in the first place. We're only in 2 colors. But it will get something that is CMC 2 or less, so I would probably bring that in nevertheless. I think that's it. Swords to Plowshares and Prismatic. What we would cut for that would be, I'm not sure actually. It's kind of a tough choice. I would maybe trim down on the. I actually have no idea how to cut for the other list. It's kind of the lists are a little tight. Maybe trim down on a Ponder, probably. Trim down on Nomads, I guess, or a Brazen Borrower. Nothing much to really bounce. And the deck is running, and Brazen Borrower is also not like super good against decks that are just willing to take the long road. So there's reason to that. Maybe cut a Staff. Maybe cut a Riddlefitter Foundry. I don't know. Again, I think it's whatever the deck builder thinks they're comfortable cutting. So we're back in the game though. So we have in Maul's hand. Looks like he went to 6, going to 5. So he's got Spirit, Plains, Solitude, Surgical, Bloodstrand. I don't know if I would keep this one. I just think it's Mulligan to 4 is really bad against this matchup. You want to have a lot of cards against the Illusionist deck, because otherwise they're going to be able to draw a bunch of cards. In Kala's hand, we have an Island on the battlefield. In hand, we have a Tundra. We have a Plains. We have a Force of Will, Pithing Needle, and Cephalid Illusionist. I'm not sure what the Pithing Needle hits. To be completely honest, I wouldn't have brought it in. You can name Comet. You can maybe name Loran. You can name other runes. I guess you can name Stoneforge if you don't want them to get in. But I mean, the thing is, like, Stoneforge isn't really killing you as in the first place as much as it's like just ending the job. It is killing you, but it's not the reason why you lost. Is the correct term. But yeah, I would have probably not brought it in. So let's get the plateau out and pass the turn. I mean, Maltan is just really weak. Like any removal is gonna send him back very far. Cal slams down the Staff of the Storyteller. Pretty good play. You're gonna want to play for value just little by little. Pithing Needle turns off activated abilities, if that's what you're speaking of, and Spirit is a static ability, so Pithing Needle will not turn that off. We do have Spirit Labyrinth has been dropped down. So they drew Brainstorm last time, and now they drew Cabal Therapy. A little unfortunate. The problem with this deck is that we're not running black lands at all. We have no way to produce black mana in this deck. So Cabal Therapy is very dead in hand. And Spirit is on the battlefield. So we're only going to draw one card off of and then have to put 2 back. So if we can, on our turn, on Cal's turn, maybe draw Fetch and get rid of it somehow. But even then, that's just, that's not something you want to do. I would probably, if I drew my Fetch, I play the Brainstorm, draw a card, put the Cabal Therapy and the Pithing Needle back, shuffle our deck, and then go from there. Because the Pithing Needle is not doing us like any use, really. Cal is going to draw a card with the staff. An amazing draw of Swords to Plowshares. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, Swords is probably, like, if I was in Cal's shoes, I would probably be just pathing the Spirit right now because I want to turn my Brainstorm on. But with the Turbojace, they play the Pithing Needle. Hopefully they put in an annotation so you can see what they name. Aether Vial, really? They brought in the Pithing Needle for Aether Vial. Is a very interesting choice. The problem is Death and Taxes is very, very okay with not having the Aether Vial. They don't need it. It is 4 cards out of their deck, so it is, a significant amount. But I don't really understand the choice for bringing it in the first place. I don't think Aether Vial is the reason you're going to lose. You lose because Titanium Priest hits the battlefield, or Magus locks you out, or Spirit stops you drawing, or you get solituded in the present tense, and you get your what's it called? And your Cephalillusionist Illusionist doesn't even get to stick to the battlefield. Yeah. I don't know what to say. Yeah. And then Maul, of course, plays the Alien Vial anyway because I don't think we had anything else to do. I'm not sure where he got the mana to play the Aether Vial. Unless I missed something. Oh, it was maybe last turn. I'm a little. I think I might miss the step, but Maul does have the Skyclave Apparition. Now that the Spirit Labyrinth is dead, I think that was a good play. Now that it's dead, Maul can maybe look to eat whatever gets played. And if I'm in Cal's position, I'm probably thinking, okay, we have Cephalid. We can pitch Force of Will to Force of Will, which is in their hand. Their hand is Force of Will, Illusionist, Swords to Plowshares, Force of Will, Cabal Therapy. So, we do have a black land. Okay, I'm mistaken. I thought there was no black lands. Okay, thank God. We can cast the Cabal Therapy. I don't know what we would name, but you can cast it. I would probably say let's stick the Illusionist to the table, and then protect it with interaction. They will go for the Cabal Therapy. I'm not sure what they'll name. It doesn't look like anything is discarded. I'm not sure what they named. I think they were probably naming Spirit of the Labyrinth or Containment Priest, maybe. Yeah, Cabal Therapy is not super great against D&T because Lauren, I would not. If they did, that's a little funny. I think that would not be a great thing to name. I don't think Lauren is what's killing us, even the slightest. But it was doing some work last game, but oh, it looks like they named Skyclave Apparition, so it got discarded. I hope they played the card right because you name it and then they reveal it and discard the cards with the name. It is not a Thoughtseize or a Duress, as you might believe it to be. Okay. Yeah, getting rid of the Skyclave is very good. If they oh, and they top deck the Grafdigger's Cage. That is a Force of Will on site. There's nothing to comment on that. If you don't Force of Will that card, the game is over. So, yep, Force Will, pitching Force of Will, will come into the sack. So, I mean, yep, there's the thing you can do. That is a little tragic though. We lost 2 of our Force of Wills. What we can do, is nothing actually. I wouldn't even. There's Illusionist and Swords in Callous hand. Not much to be said. Maul is pretty much begging to. I'm not sure what he's tapping for. Oh, he's gonna go and put Yorn into his hand. I'm pretty sure Maul is looking to either get 5 mana to play the Solitude or 5 mana to play Yorion and just kind of beat them to death. They drew a Cephalid Illusionist. That is really tragic. Kala is very unlucky this game, this round actually. I mean, just we're not drawing our nomads or anything. We're not finding a step through to maybe find it, to find our targeter boys. No Labyrinth. The Spirit hits the battlefield. Not a big deal. But we'll move on. They drew a Force of Will. And again, not fantastic. I would just stick the Ceph Illusionist because you have another one for backup, and it's better than actually not having any creatures at all. And maybe you can use the Ceph Illusionist. There is a second ability that says pay 3 mana and tap it to prevent all combat damage dealt to and dealt by a creature you control. If you can maybe find a flyer, the Staff of the Storyteller, maybe just eat the damage over and over again. And then Rashad important on the upkeep looks like. Spirit, we drew a Ponder. This is not going to net us any cards, but it will just, essentially sort of like a Palomar Depths kind of situation. I think Maul is either going to stick. Yeah, he's going to stick to Yorion probably. Because then we'll just keep punching them with Labyrinth, and whenever they decide to think of even playing a creature, they'll flash in the Solitude. Solitude's up to 1, right? It's not up to 1 target creature, so he can just hard cast it for shits and giggles, for lack of a better term. We do have the Kala drew a Narcomoeba. That is, it's a flyer, so it can block the Yorion, and it can block. We can use a Cephalid Illusionist to. Are you tapping 3 mana for this? Oh no, Rashawn Report. That's right. So it can block a Yorion. I think what we do is we hope that Maul isn't stupid enough to eat a Narcomoeba. Well, it's not even a stupid thing. It's just be like, you have no blockers. I'll just kill you. Haha. And then I'll flicker the frickin' Solitude with Yorion. So even if I did get rid of the wrong creature, I can still do something. Cracking the Prismatic Vista for a Plains. Okay. I mean, at this point, it's just like it's a staring contest. Maul wants to play the Solitude, but there is no correct targets, and he is okay to take his time. Rashad Port, the Underground Sea on upkeep. I think you can probably. I would actually instead Rashad Port the Plains to turn off a Swords, the Plowshares, and then maybe you can stick the Solitude. I think it's not that big of a deal either way. Cabal Therapy is a 1-up in this deck, and the only other black card, as far as I know, is Dread Return, which is also a 1-up. So either way, I don't think it matters that much. And there's nothing to really Dread Return if Cal even drew it. Besides, actually no, there is no target for Dread Return. So. All right. Maul did draw a Flicker Wisp. It's just, I mean, this is just boring Magic. There's nothing to really talk about. It's just like, who top decks really nice. We do have a Red Fitter Foundry that was drawn by Kala, so maybe they can do something with that. Maybe build back. I think it's pretty much GG's. I guess Maul can maybe exile the Narcomoeba. Yes, Aether Vial does put the creature on the battlefield and doesn't cast it, which does get around Force of Will. Does get around any restrictions with casting. It doesn't go on the stack. Flickering Aether Vial will not get rid of Pithing Needle because the way Pithing Needle is worded, all cards named Aether Vial cannot activate their abilities. So you can go ahead and read it. Activated abilities of sources with a chosen name can be activated. So since it has the name, you know, I mean, you can flicker the Pithing Needle, but that doesn't do anything. I think that's it. That's actually what's happening here. Is they're flickering the Pithing Needle. I don't. That doesn't really do much, but so Maul is using Yorion to flicker the Flicker Wisp. Flicker Wisp will flicker the I don't even know. There's no good targets right now. Solitude's on the battlefield, which I assume he's withholding to. I don't know. I actually don't know. There's no reason not to really play the Solitude if we're gonna look to kill. I mean, clearly they don't have the combo and they haven't drawn it. And if they did draw it, I mean, we should have answers for that. Maybe we're just playing it safe, to be honest. Like there is a small chance that Cal is sitting on a Shuko and Maul doesn't know. We obviously don't. We obviously know that's not the case, but in Maul's perspective, there is a chance that I was about to say it. Cal did draw a Nomads and Core. That is, I mean, literally the top deck are the cards. Yu-Gi-Moto type bullshit here. So they cast a Nomads and Core and then Self Illusionist. I think Maul's about to start crying. Yep. So my question is, why didn't we save mana for the Solitude? That was if we just punched Kala with the 3/1 Flicker Wisp over and over again, it would eventually collapse. That is all we care about. We hold the piece of removal as long as we physically could. And I'm pretty sure it was in the lands area because it was revealed and it was not discarded because the Skyclave apparition was discarded off of the Cabal Therapy. So I'm not sure what happened. But an amazing performance from Cal nonetheless. They really stuck it through, and they managed to eventually top deck the card they needed and assemble a win. So overall, amazing stuff. And yes, Jerry, do use Cockatrice for these tournaments for casual play in the Discord server. If you type !Discord, there's going to be a link to the Doghouse Discord server. You can join. We've already played casual Magic the Gathering, and there people use Untap. They use Cockatrice. You know, it's really up to the people playing. I prefer Cockatrice. Some people prefer Untap. Tabletop Sim, not very popular, mainly because it's got a price tag on it. That's really the only thing. But there's nothing to comment more about the sideboard. I think if I look into his stream, I can see a little bit better what he brought in. They did bring a Graph Trigger, it was good. Pyroblast, also good. Surgical is good. Container Priest, everything is good. Well, I think he brought out Iganjo. I would probably not be cutting lands because it does make it a bit awkward. His freaking face is covering the screen. He took out the Conotech. Yeah, that's probably correct because the graveyard is. I mean, it's not fast enough. If the graveyard is being used, it's being used on their turn, and they win at that point. So it's not like a dredge list. Yeah, I mean, I can't really comment more. I think the sideboard is well chosen by Mauled. I can't really see what Cal is doing, but I assume they're also doing a good job. So we'll take a short break while Mauled goes in a little. Oh, I think we're back. That was weird. Mauled is back. He didn't even know what happened. What an idiot. What a stupid, stinky head. How could you not know? So the score, Shaped, it is 1-1. Malthound picked up the first game, and then Khaled came back with the second game. And you can now see the sideboard situations going on. Nothing much to comment on. Yeah. I'm excited for the next series of rounds. Oh, I forgot to submit scores. 1 second. By the way, for those of you watching, if you are part of the top 8, Devour This and Shaped, you've moved to the semifinals. So you can go ahead and play your match. Let's check out the next round. So, Oh, whoops. Hold on. Never mind. It looks like you guys already played your game. All right. First submitted. I'm sorry. I was fixing up some score errors because I'm an idiot. So on Maldhound, we've got Dahlia, Pyroblast, 2 Pyroblast, Magus, Recruiter, Rashad Import. For Kala, we have a Brainstorm, 2 Swords of Plowshares, a Fledstrand, a Cephal Illusionist, and a Urza Saga. So Kala is looking again. We can see that their strategy of playing it slow definitely worked. I don't know if it was in the way that we intended, but it certainly got them the win. So Natalia does stick the table, which is definitely good. Urza Saga has been set to 3. Grabbing Shuko. This is very bad for Maul. So they do play the Swords to Plowshares on Nathalia. Because I mean, they could technically win by paying 1 for Cabal or for Dread Return. I mean, the game is pretty much over, in my opinion. I don't think Maul is able to get rid of artifacts. And if Kala has any protection, unless Maul is able to hold up the mana for Pyroblast like a good boy, and then think it with his big head. Otherwise, we'll have to see. Maul is lacking in red mana, so I don't think he will be playing the Magus. So he draws the Aether Vial. Paying 3, we're gonna play Recruiter the Guard. Our best hope is that we get a Containment Priest from our library and we play it. Yeah, I think Maul is safe enough to hold a Pyroblast, and I think Kala is safe not to play into the interaction that they might have, that the Maul might have, because otherwise then the win just goes to him. One problem with Cephal Illusionist is that once you mill your entire deck and go for the Dread Return win, there's no way to get back out of it. It's a one-way stop. So, that's it. Blaze, definitely. If you drop us the Magus, it would be great. I don't think we need Magus to win, and as you can, Pyroblast on the Cephal Illusion was good. I don't think we need Magus here. I think holding up Pyroblast for counter magic is good. Cal does bring out their Force of Will. I believe they're pitching an Archimeo for it. That does suck. I think that's the game. Yep, Kala is gonna move on to finals. It looks like they've achieved the combo. What a phenomenal play! Wow. I mean, hands all around to Kala for pulling in the win, scooping Mold right underneath his feet. Lack of red sources was not exactly very helpful there, so he was not able to double Pyroblast. So congratulations.
Oh, very cool. All right, I've unmuted myself on stream. So yeah, as soon as Pithing Needle got flickered instead of a land, that game was just if they have it, they have it. I'll be honest, like fair fair play to Kala because they're a great competitor. That deck is exactly the type of deck that makes me not want to play Legacy, because that was the most like, all right, we're gonna sit here and do nothing, and then you're gonna draw an infinite win the game combo, and whoever has one more counterspell wins. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the third game was just fucking waste of time. Whole set waste of time. But let's see who is Kala up against. Kala and Devour. Oh, God bless America. Devour's gonna get fucking. I know Devour. Actually, this is gonna be like. Bro. It's literally just who draws one more answer than the other person. That's gonna be so. No, Devour's on Infect, and so it's going to just be like, does Devour draw one more Infect piece than Kala drew Swords to Plowshares? If they don't, Devour is going to turn 3 kill them every single game, and if they do, then it's just going to be Devour draws and passes until Kala infinite mills. Yeah, I'm gonna try to find their Oh, I just saw their fucking. Isn't in. Let me look up in Biggin. Hold up. Oh, what? Hmm. True. Well, maybe they have a changeling in there. They could have changeling outcast. Or wait, that's black. That's not Bant. Where the fuck is Devour's game server? Please. Let me in. Just let me in. Yeah. God damn it. Oh, Okay, I'm in now. You have to go to like the people in the lobby and. All right, so they haven't started yet, but we're in spectating. Do you have can you text me the link for Devour for their lists in Discord real quick so that I can pull them up to check on them? Yeah, this is gonna be an absolute fucking shit stomp one way or the other, I feel like. I don't know if it was secretly a control list in any of the games we played. Alright, so they've got... They're both... they're both on so many fucking counter spells. That might make it interesting. Just, alright, mulligan to 3 counter spells. Yeah. Yeah, this is Jesus Christ, what a fucking deck. You have to go to Devour's name in the like people active in the server and then look at their games. Because since it's full, it like popped out of who's available in the list. Yeah, Dragger, we're hoping to do tourneys every other month at this point. The next tournament's probably going to be Pauper. Nah, they're the same. They're the same. Elia, you have to join the Discord, which you can pull up an invite for it by typing !Discord. And then we have a channel called EDH Signups where we post the theme of each week's game, and then we pull winners for each week's game at the end of Monday streams. Omega cringe. Yeah. And even then, it was really just like, because I think Magnetron was also on this, and we had talked about the matchup before top 8 had even started. And when we had just theory crafted the matchup, we were like, oh, it really is just going to come down to who top decks their funny thing first. Because we both pack the like critical mass of answers necessary for the other person's deck, and we both are trying to do like a middle-ish control-y game plan, and those matchups unfortunately do just devolve into like, okay, whose shuffler was better. Yeah. Okay, Kala rolled a nat 20, so I'm pretty sure they win. Well, we can bet what we think they're doing, and that'll...
Kala's probably going to go for the staff, like always.
Yeah, fuck that staff, by the way.
A very good card.
Yeah, surprisingly good card for it really just being like 2 mana, make a token, draw a card.
Yeah, this is token federation either.
Yeah, why username, dude? This is best of 5.
Yeah, we will be doing a best of 5 match. Starting off with Cabal Therapy. I'm going to guess they will name Force of Will or Scale Up, or maybe even Glistener.
I don't think they know.
Yeah, they probably don't know what that.
I don't think they know Devour's deck. I think they.
Like in a vacuum, I probably say Force
Agent.
of Will.
Oh, they absolutely know Devour's deck then.
Yeah.
All right, Devour loses. I think. I don't know if there's anything they're gonna do after. Or actually, Khaled doesn't have.
It's fine.
Land.
Well, now they know what's going on.
It's so fucking not fine. Losing Blighted Agent turn 1 is so fucking not fine for Devour.
It does suck a lot for sure. We do have the cantrips to get back in the game a little bit.
Yeah,
this unfortunately mean we're kind of surrendering to the cephalid breakfast, which is not what we want to do against our Adley Infect deck. We want to be punching them for 10 as fast as possible.
Yeah, they at least have days, which they might be able to use to stop if Kala just has like the win in hand.
The only problem is it's effectively the revealing days is the equivalent of saying that you have like a Thalia on the board, for example.
Yeah,
like we're just been playing a deck turn slower. So
right, but for Infect, 1 turn slower might like legitimately win the game. Like with two ponders in hand, making them play 1 turn cycle slower is the difference between winning and losing.
Definitely. It is going to buy some time for sure. It also definitely matters where the days is going. Because if Cal is definitely not playing this the Zep Illusionist into it. So we'll have to see.
Well, they could if they're sitting on like in the world where they got the perfect turn 1 hand, they could just drop it into Force of Willing the days because they know that Devour doesn't have extra interaction. But that really is like Yugi chose you to win if that shit goes down.
Yeah, and Force of Willing that is pretty bad because now we see the ponders that Devour is playing, so they're going to be digging for cards that Cal is not going to know about. So that does change the dynamic a little bit.
Yeah, they're already up to 3 cards in hand that we have no fucking clue what they are.
Oh yeah, it could be anything. Swords and Plowshares on Cala's side is pretty much a GG. If they can find it, then we can move on to game 2, basically.
Username dude, why punching for Infect and not 1 counter proliferate? It's because proliferating is not nearly as good as the arena whiners would have you believe. Like when it comes to like winning a game with like all the cards that are in Magic's history, it's way faster to pump something for lethal Infect. Like there's still probably maybe 1 or 2 proliferate cards that might be worth playing in like a non-top level legacy deck, but for the most part it is so much faster to just fucking punch with your Glistener Elf and pump it for like +8.
Yeah, Scale Up makes the deck a lot faster. Oh, we see
he just Force of Will the Staff of the Storyteller.
Wow.
And he exiled Days. And he exiled his other counterspell. Devour has no fucking fear.
Just pure other unbridled rage. Yeah, in terms of the poison topic, there are 2 routes you can go that are very viable, or not very, but sort of like a bottom tier list. Is one, you can go Rock Priest combo. There is a deck in Modern. It plays Ground Rift. It's 1 mana storm, target creature can't block this turn. So the idea is you get a bunch of storm and then you target your Rock Priest for
storm into
yeah, and every time it's targeted, it gets a counter. It gives counter to somebody. Or you can play a control deck that just proliferates out, but then you could just play like Shark still and just play regular control like a human being, than being weird about it.
Right.
And just swing with a fucking 2020 shark or 2020 power worth of sharks just flying in the air. Cracks the whipset teeth. Gets a tropical island.
I mean, Devour had been really tearing it up until our game, and our game, the only thing that stopped them was Magus. And so this is a very explosive deck. I maybe we can like talk to them for a second after they finish. I am already super questioning the choice to pitch your days to the Force of Will.
And to counter a staff at that
yeah, like you counter the holy shit, he's using another counter. I mean, Spell Pierce makes sense because it's non-creatures only. And the other important things to counter are definitely creatures.
I mean, I guess they're trying to 1-for-1 here.
Maybe they think if they 1-for-1, they're more likely to top deck a pump than Kala is to top deck a win condition. I think that's wrong based on.
I think also Swords of Plowshares is a very reasonable card they could be playing.
Yeah, based on seeing Kala's deck list, I think they have more outs to draw than Devour does. So I super disagree with this. Like, we're just gonna trade card for card and pray.
That's something that Control is very good at because, like you just said, Control. It's all about like top decking. What big hits can I get off of my draw step? And Control, it plays so many like lands and fetches that when it does top deck, it's grabbing like a massive card, like Shark Typhoon or Defender.
Oh, hold on, we got the Embiggen.
They play Embiggen, the 1-mana Giant Growth. Still don't really know why they're not playing Giant Growth, but you know what? It works. I guess it is kind of funny.
Yeah, look at the art though. Such a big boog. So that's 4/4 Glistener. That'll take him to 6 if it resolves. Kala could Force of Will. 5. Oh, it doesn't look like they are. Wait, 5/5. We got another question for the interview. Why is Glistener?
It has 1 card type, which is creature. 2 subtypes is Elf Warrior. Berserk? Oh wow. I mean, it does kill even without the Rose cheating.
Force of Willing.
Yeah. It would have been funny if they flogged it somehow. Brainstorm searching for an answer.
Yeah, Brainstorm dig for another Force of Will. I bet it. Well, even
problem is they have no cards in hand, so.
Well, probably Brainstorm searching for days, but Kala can answer that too because they have Flooded Strand out to turn into a land and tap for 1.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that Kala is not drawing the Path to Exile is a little tragic. But
listen,
maybe...
Considering I just lost, I'm all for it. Go fucking Infect, baby.
You know, what I'm thinking is probably play the free pump. I can't remember. My brain is
it's because Glistener's Phyrexian. Araya.
That's right.
Creature, Phyrexian, Elf Warrior. Shapey, thank you for the call out there.
Yes, thank you.
And Shadow Reaper as well, thank you. So that's going to take him to 7. So now we're actually very close. I think this is going to come down to the top deck contingency. Is Kala going to top deck either? Because 3 mana can run the whole Cephalid combo, right?
Yeah.
So it's either... They just need to top deck either the rest of their Cephalid combo, a Swords, or I don't know if they have other answers. Oh, they brainstormed out a land with 0 cards in hand. Oh, that's
they cheated.
The library. They cheated. DQ him.
Yeah,
Bailiff.
Whack his pee-pee.
Somebody whack a pee-pee.
But
all right, Cal's 3 cards in hand. Let's see.
I just don't understand this line of thinking from Devour. They feel like they want to play control list and they're playing a aggro list.
They are, yeah. They really don't want to let Kala touch any cards. All right, I'm sure Devour is absolutely punching the air so hard trying to manifest. Oh, you know what? They didn't want to let the 1/1s happen. Because then that is a blocker trade. So it was both card advantage, and if a 1/1 flyer comes out, then suddenly Glistener Elf is fucking useless until you have... Like, you have to use a pump just to make Glistener not die.
That is true. For sure. It does make things easier to swing into. I think this is just a really bad matchup. I'm surprised I even got this far, but I'm sure they understand our deck enough to know what is worth being countered, what is the correct play. The only problem is they went 1-for-1 to let the Glistener Elf be unblocked, but
I'm pretty sure they lose now.
They did not anticipate them. The Kala playing 3 fucking staffs in a row, by the way. Can we talk about that? The absolute sheer
that's the
insanity.
The premium Cockatrice Shuffler was definitely in play for today's games.
It would have been less humiliating if they just played the fucking combo. But instead they drew 3 of the same card that happened to bend over the elf, essentially. Just absolutely terrible odds. I think this is a terrible matchup for Infect, like, honestly. Just because toolbox deck with answers is going to get it.
Also, turn 1, because Cabal Therapy is a 1-of in that deck.
Yeah.
And so to have your first... So, a couple things. Having your first hand have Cabal Therapy to remove the best creature in the deck, and to know their deck ahead of time, to know what you need to try and make them remove, I think is really the most overwhelming advantage part of their deck. Because if they had no idea what Devour was on, in what world are you naming Blighted Agent in a blind pick?
Oh yeah, I would have expected a Forcible in any other case, and then it would have hit nothing. But
yeah, wow. And then they still would have known. They still would have known what to Force of Will. But then it would have been you would have had to blow Force of Will on potentially just the creature, and then they got Inkmoth out.
Right, so now they have at least
now they have 2. Now they can force through at least 1 point of Infect, and they need to live for a turn, and then they need to have a pump, and then they can pump whatever makes it through, and then they might be okay.
Yeah, I think Inkmoth can just play the long game at the very, very worst case scenario. My username, I think they did play a Swiss match prior to this top 8, so that's probably how they know.
Oh, they
about
did.
The virus deck. Yeah, I believe so. You can check the bracket to double check, but I don't think, or maybe they just told each other, or they were talking about it.
I mean, I know Devour talked about it in public chat, so it's not like we're running fucking psyops to figure this out. A bunch of us talked about what our decks were.
Definitely. I would not tell a fucking soul about me playing Infect, because the second anybody figures it out, it's like,
as soon as anybody knows, it's too easy to... I wonder if that will be something that evolves as we do more of these tournaments, is people playing their decks super close to the chest. And being judge calls for somebody fucking leaked my deck, bro.
Literally.
That made me...
I mean, listen, in the case that we're not drawing the combo for whatever reason, Kala can just make a construct and beat the shit out of Devour.
There's the combo.
Nope, here comes Left Illusionist. If there's any reason to cast this card, it's because they're going to win.
Yeah, it's because you have the rest of it in hand.
Surprisingly, they tapped the Underground Sea and the Tundra.
Oh my god, they passed. They don't have the whole thing.
They're very confident.
I guess they're confident that the Infect deck didn't keep any targeted removal.
Which I don't think, I guess not. I don't think they do, so that probably is a correct call. Swinging 2.
They will have to sacrifice the Illusionist if they want to stop all the damage, which is probably super important given they're on 2 cards in hand and probably have a pump spell.
I mean, they can only... Yeah, that is interesting. I think it looks like they do let the damage go.
They let the damage go and no pump spell.
They did not take the bluff, it looks like.
Yeah.
What an absolute
that's gotta be it, because they're gonna get to tutor out an artifact,
which will be Shuko.
Yeah.
Floated for Carlos before its sacrifice. Risky plays do win the games. Sometimes they don't.
All right, they win the game.
The only problem is Kala does need another creature because otherwise they can't.
Oh, to bounce the Shuko back and forth. Yeah, so they can get the first one.
So they will mill 3rd cards.
Yeah, they'll get 3. And now it's a 2-0. They were probably hoping for the Narcomoeba, right? Because that's the thing that mills straight to the field.
Yes. So they would be able to do something about that. I don't know why they milled a little bit more than 3. Oh god. Hold on. I think we gotta join the voice call.
We'd like to step in for a minute to ask a. We'd like to step in to ask a clarification on something. So after the first 3, what was allowing you to continue milling?
Oh, he said he just has no response. I was going to do it one at a time, but it's just way faster here if I just.
Well, no. You can attach Shuko once, but you have nothing else to equip Shuko to, so it doesn't go infinite yet.
Yes,
you can unequip Shuko just generically.
Yeah, the card that you're probably thinking of in this case is it's not Swiftfoot Boots. It's Lightning Greaves, which gives it Shroud, so you can't attach another thing to it.
That Shuko needs another creature to attach to.
Equipments can't
attach to target creature.
Yeah, you have to target a different creature to move. You can't.
No, it doesn't say another target creature. It just says target creature, not another target creature. You can target the same creature.
All right, I'm gonna ping a judge about that, but we will hold it for the time being.
That's fine.
I mean, that's not even like a rules question.
We're
that's
Gucci.
How the game works. You can't unattach an equipment. That's not part of the ability.
Forgive my loud keyboard.
Equip 0 only says you can attach it to a creature.
Actually, yes, you can target the itself.
It's the whole point of staff and everything.
Judge ruling in 2013, you may activate this card's equip ability targeting the creature that is currently attached to you, even if it's the only creature you control.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Continue play.
Yep.
Yeah, we're banning cephalid breakfast next tournament. That's fucked up.
Is it? That can't work. I just don't think it does. I mean, I've seen this deck before, and I've seen the combo.
I'm looking up other equipments too. Because that is crazy. Because that was also...
Oh.
Yeah, it does just go infinite by itself. Yeah, we're banning breakfast.
It does. Oh, it does work, I guess. You may activate this card's equipability targeting the creature that is currently attached, even though it's the only creature you control.
Oh, we're missing... Hold on. Devour got a Force of Will off on the Dread Return.
Oh, shit. Nah.
Devour
Let's go.
Wait, Devour conceded, though.
Oh. I think they were joking. That odd.
Oh no, Kala had another blue card and another Force of Will.
Oh my god. Yeah, we're definitely banning that deck.
Yeah, we're banning breakfast. Get fucking Force of Willed on.
The Force of Will's kissed. I mean, an amazing performance overall. I didn't realize that was all it took. I thought you had to have another thing to attach.
It did. It did really come down to the nuts at the end there, because it was like on 8 Infect, and then they both dumped their entire hands trying to stop each other. But I do think this matchup is playing out like I thought, where it's literally who has one more counter spell than the other person.
Pretty much. Nothing really else to comment there. We can definitely go into What I would say would be good sideboards if you also want to add your own thoughts.
Yeah, let's look at loser first. So let's look at the Infect deck. What would you sideboard in?
We're definitely bringing in Surgical. We're going to want to eat the Thasas. We're going to want to eat the Dread Returns, Swords to Plowshares, maybe one or two, just to get rid of the combo pieces, specifically Illusionist.
I feel like Flusterstorm is really good here.
Yeah, we're probably bringing in 2 Flusterstorm. That's about it. Uro's not doing much. I don't know why the Uro's in this list.
Yeah, I don't think Uro can...
I don't know why a Johnny's in here either.
The Johnny's cracked, bro. What the fuck are you talking about? The Johnny's cracked as hell. And then Seeds of Innocence probably doesn't do anything. So Flusterstorm, Surgical, maybe a Swords.
Are you telling me a Johnny is $3.40? Who is spending that much money on this card?
All right, and then looking at Kala's list, I don't know if they need to change anything.
They might bring in some
Swords.
Prismatic Ending is good. Swords is good.
What's Prismatic do?
Prismatic Ending is
that's really good.
You pick colors to it, get rid of that. Yeah.
Honestly, Surgical Extraction could be really helpful because they only have like 1 or 2. Other than because once Blighted Agent is down, the whole game gets so much easier because you can chump block. And then as soon as you can chump block, Devour's strategy kind of falls apart. Because like when I played, there was one game where it took me a while to lock down their mana, and they just had Skrelv giving one of their things protection. And so if you take Blighted Agent out of the deck and then take Skrelv out of the deck is like begging for death at that point.
Yeah, I think Blake Moth Nexus or Ink Moth Nexus is just a really good team player in this deck. Like it isn't Hammer Time. It's a land and it's a win con, and 1 it's a flyer that you can animate every turn. It's just a phenomenal card. I think if you don't have Blighted Agent, you're good in that situation. Grub is cool. He's basically a Mother of Runes. The only problem is it does cost life, and it's not protection; it's hexproof. That's another problem. So it doesn't get around sweepers. Other than that, yeah. Let's see what our contestants have. Starting off with a Ponder off of Devour, going to Kala, a fetch up a Tundra. They're gonna cast Nomad.
They have Nomads turn 1. All right, GG's.
They're very confident in laying down their creatures early on.
Well, I think
on the stack.
Shit! Get fucking dazed on.
That's pretty good.
If Devour is sitting on a Surgical Extraction, this is about to be the fucking GOAT moment to play one of them.
I would definitely not play the Surgical on Nomads. There is 2 of that card in a deck, and they probably know that.
There's only 2?
Yeah, it's you're running Nomads and you're running Shuko.
No, they're running 3. They're running 3 of Nomads.
All right. I would probably still not get rid of it. I would be getting rid of Dread Return or Narcomoeba or Thassa's Oracle.
That's true.
Or Illusionist.
Yeah, I mean, saving it for the win conditions makes sense, but it's not as rude.
That's funny. Where's the humor? Another Ponder and pass. Overall, very intense gameplay.
Super crazy.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
Drago. Daze. Drago.
It's like I'm really there.
It is like I'm... and they got Urza's, which is...
Spike comes down.
This is already looking like fucking game. Because they have a chump blocker, they're going to get a card. In 2 turns, they're getting probably Shuko.
Oh, a Force of Nature.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Exiling 1 card.
No, and Urza's, because it's an enchantment.
Oh, it is an enchantment. I guess for
that was actually that did save the fucking game for them.
That was a good play, yeah.
Dumping the Urza's is super good.
Problem is now we're Now we're on 1 card, and 1 land in play, and 4 cards in hand. We're gonna have to figure out how to pull this back.
Yeah, it does look like Devour's plan has been to I'm going to play Bant Control and then hope to eventually transition into Bant Infect. And I think what you were saying last game about Control, which is what Cal is certainly on, is way more comfortable trading card for card like that.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is gonna probably tend to be a repeat of last game where it's like, okay, you got the staff, you got the saga. Eventually, they're just gonna play another round of those, and you're gonna be all out of counter spells. And they still have this chump blocker, which is the biggest problem until you get a blighted agent.
Yeah, or the Inkmoth Nexus. I talked about it earlier in your first match, or in the second match, technically. We talked about combo control. So Kala's deck is more combo than the average combo control, but the combo is the way to end the game, but the control is the means to get there. And the fact that there's so many cards in that deck that is either the piece of the combo or somewhere to get to it makes it very, very powerful, potent draws. Whereas the Devour draws like an Embiggen with no creatures, and you just drew nothing, essentially.
Yeah, everything in their deck is going to be useful somehow.
And that is the problem with going 1-for-1 in an aggro list. If you want to go ban control, you can't be a control deck that wants to be fast. That's the problem. Inherently, you have to be 1-for-1s are very slow because you want to keep up mana and you want to trade resources. So it's not looking very good for Devour. Cal is brainstorming on end step. They put 2 cards back.
Yeah, so it looks like they've picked what they want from the brainstorm at this point.
And we're gonna untap. I mean,
turn 3. Let's see if they win the game. I mean, they didn't pitch their Rainforest, so it looks like they like whatever they put back on top. Because otherwise, they would have shuffled them away. That's it. So I think that's a. Oh, now they did.
They didn't actually draw a card. They just wanted to draw stuff.
Got it. So they don't like what they put away. That's fine. If they had liked what they put back, I wohave say it's probably GG, because then it means they have like 7 good cards or 7 wantable cards. But now they only have 5 cards that they might want, which is a much better number.
Interesting way to look at it. Definitely.
Oh,
here comes the Shuko onto the stack. You probably don't let Shuko resolve, but it's here. Here's the thing: if you get rid of Shuko and you get rid of Nomads with the theoretical surgical, the game is over. Kala's only other option is beat down with baby 1/1s. So at that point, the win goes to Devour.
I honestly think, yeah, if they can, but Kala's on card advantage already. It's just
we just
tough.
Have to see.
It is literally just like it's a very solved game in my mind.
And it looks like Devour's flooded as well, so that is very.
That's you hate to see that. Thank God we're on best of 5, huh? So they're gonna have one chance to do the dirty 30 and run this all the way back, but it looks like it's over for this one.
Unfortunately, I think their mentality is just in a different place.
Well, I mean, Shapeed saying, why aren't they fetching to stop the flood? They don't know what's on top of their deck, so shuffling or not shuffling is really just like superstition at that point.
I mean, it is technically the correct play, because you're removing a land from your deck.
Oh, you're removing one land. That's true, but that's also like they could dump 2 lands out of the deck and get 2 shuffles. They might be praying for. Maybe they're gonna like Maybe they're gonna like brainstorm on Kala's end step and then go for a shuffle.
I don't know. It just like the way that Devour is playing their deck with the way that they're going 1-for-1s, the way they're playing their untapped lands and keeping their mana up. It feels like they want to be playing a control list, and they are playing control cards, but Infect is the end goal, and it's half of the deck, so it's not really making sense to me. But that's my perspective on it. Maybe there's something I'm just not understanding.
I mean, I think they just like, as someone who just came out of the matchup, this matchup makes you want to fucking break your hands smashing them on the keyboard. I think it's just like they know there's no speed, there's no fast enough speed that it's gonna work against what Cal is doing, because Cal is always gonna be on a force of will or a swords. And so unless you like go the route of Spanish Inquisition and you just mulligan for a hand that can do it turn 1 and then give up if you don't have it, you can't, like, trying to stay on the same fast game plan is like guaranteed to not work, because
that's the problem with Infect, is it doesn't do that, and the top decks are so contingent on whether or not you have a creature on the battlefield.
Yeah.
And yeah, as someone who plays a lot of Bogles too, it's like your top decks are very weird. It relies on your opening hand to be very strong, and then for you to be able to stick your creatures, like, you have you have maybe a Skrull to protect your creatures, maybe you have a Bogle to be untargetable, or just something. But when you have a creature that can just be easily spot removed like Listener Elf, and you have no way to protect it, there's not much you can really do in this matchup. And so you can't really rush them either. So it just ends up being like...
Yeah, I'm going to break away from the action for a second to look at the top 8, because there was a breakfast list on the other side of bracket. Oh, of course, somebody else beat Breakfast for Devour, and then Devour beat the person who beat Breakfast. Shapey took down Breakfast.
That's really funny.
But yeah, this is a super... The more I see it, the more I'm just like, yeah, this is a fucking paint drying, but also the paint is radioactive, and you're locked in the room matchup for Infect.
This is like the car is on, and they're stuck in the garage, and they don't.
Yeah, the car is on. You are locked in the garage while you are watching this deck just fucking play all over you. They can also, if they don't have the shit they need, just tap Urzas for a construct and start beating.
Do that. I mean, Cal is already fucking killing them, and
oh no, Cal is fucking decimating them. But if they don't have anything to use their mana on, right?
Yeah.
Or I guess you could. It's not sorcery speed, so they can also just hold that till Devour's end step, and then if Devour doesn't do anything that needs a response.
Just regardless, just doing end step is better.
Yeah, Elia, we were doing Skype for game commentary because I was playing in the first 2 rounds, and so we needed a separate audio channel for originally just Araya, who was commentating the game, and then now me and Araya without interrupting the competitors.
Yep. I did not expect to be so bored watching this matchup.
Bruh.
I'm kidding.
I think it would be... I think if Devour had leaned the other way, it would be much more fast-paced, but because they have gone the route of I'm going to try and control the control deck as much as they're controlling me, which is... That's a choice. We all make choices in life, and that's one of them.
I think what you said is correct. Like, the Devour is on normal cases, assuming they can just bum rush against maybe the less interactive decks, maybe the less powerful decks. But because they understand what deck they're up against, they're taking it slow on purpose, and maybe their mulligans are different, probably.
Yeah, I mean, they're probably not getting... I mean, I'll be honest, if we were playing this off-stream and I was running Infect into this list, I would have just forfeited from the first Tundra that got played, like, as soon as I knew what the deck was. So, more power to them for sticking it out. Because this is a incredibly uphill matchup.
Yeah, absolutely. I think in general, Infect is not a very strong deck in the format just because of how good interaction is, and just because of the fact that you need a creature to pump.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you take an aggro deck, like, for example, Goblins, right? That deck's not even like phenomenal either, but one, it has a combo line to just go infinite, and two, every card it plays either finds a goblin or is a goblin that is big, like Muxus. They're just slamming shit. You're just slamming threats down. So against control, you're like top decking like control. So
Devour's about to lose to combat damage as well because they.
Oh yeah, the constructs are being.
Yeah, they retapped the constructs, and they got to now tutor another artifact out, which I don't even know what 0 or 1 mana artifact they would be looking for right now.
I mean, another Shuko is fine. Or they can probably get rid of Figure Foundry.
Yeah, they could get Retrofitter. I don't even think it matters because they're one turn from just winning raw and combat damage.
8. Yeah, they go to 2 after this combat, provided that they get the Retrofitter or whatever.
Yeah, Shady. Devour doesn't have... Like, I don't think there's a single... I think if Devour could, like, tutor 3 cards to hand right now and they would still lose. Do you agree with that statement, Araya, or do you think that's too bold?
What's up?
I said I think at this point Devour could, like, instead of drawing next turn, they could tutor any 3 cards they wanted to hand and they would still lose.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it goes, right? At some point in a control matchup, they've assembled their threats. They've assembled... Probably Kala is sitting on a Force of Will. We probably haven't seen the dates.
Yeah, 3 cards in hand, they're 100.
They're definitely like 100% sitting on a Swords or a Force of Will.
Yeah.
So yeah, like you said, no matter even if I grabbed the 3 cards I wanted, it would have mattered. They're just staring at the barrel of the gun at this point. There's nothing much that Devour can do. So to answer your question, Shapey, Devour is screwed.
Yep, there we go. Devour concedes. So I wonder what they... I wonder if they made the exact same sideboard decisions. Because we did see... We actually didn't call out Force of Vigor. I do think it is a good call for the Urza's Saga specifically because it answers one of their attempts to tutor a win con, since it can answer Shuko's.
Oh yeah, I think it's sort of like a sideboard against the sideboard in the sense where, or maybe against the mentality switch, where Cal is maybe saying, oh, they're also on control, so I want to, and they're on an aggro, like Infect, so maybe I can take things a bit slower and try to have more answers in my hand instead of trying to rush my own combo. So in response to that, maybe Devour is thinking, oh, so they're going to try and mulligan for Urza Saga to make some constructs and get my combo out. So maybe I can eat those up with my force of nature and then also get rid of the staff.
Devour just said in chat, 3 Ponders and a Brainstorm, 0 Infect cards. All right, so here we go into potentially the set match of the tournament where Kala will win the title of Best Legacy Player Alive, which we still need to set a color for that in the Discord.
And baby Andrea Mengucci. For sure. Let's go ahead and see what's going on.
I mean, they get to be on the play. I feel like the only thing I want to see right now is turn 1 Blighted Agent. If that is Blighted Agent 2 mana.
Blighted Agent is a 2 mana. Maybe you turn 1.
You gotta scoop. That's all you got. So I would say
oh my god,
Glistener Elf. Like you have to. If they're not laying down an Infect creature on this first turn, I'm already concerned. Oh, thank God. Yep. Oh,
if it was not
Glistener Elf, fucking go!
We finally got there. I mean, the second of Swords.
That's the fucking...
Here's the problem. We have a Brushland, or Savannah, sorry.
Oh, they multi 5 for that.
Yeah.
That's super
multi 5 is fine.
It's not
if
fine.
You can...
Go off, King.
I mean, if they can kill enough, but and the Cabal Therapy hits the table. And also, I was gonna say, Savannah was played, so you can't even daze. So you have Force of Will, and you're not gonna Force Will Cabal Therapy, because then you might as well just
wait. They have Invigorate and they have Scale Up.
They sure do.
Holy shit! So Cal is almost definitely on Force of Will, but if Cal wasn't on Force of Will, they would actually have the game.
Yeah, if there was no Swords to Plowshares.
Yeah.
That is definitely turn 2 lethal.
Okay, so Yugi is trying to help them pull the Dirty 30. Let's see if Cal's got it. They almost, I mean, in what world do you in this matchup not mulligan to Force of Will? But
maybe Cal is willing to be a little bit risky. Oh, the trolling.
I was like, they're on one card. Maybe they top decked a Daze and then they just play fucking. All right.
I mean, I actually would have gone for it because your other option, like Noble Hierarch, isn't letting you do anything. It's not like Ponder where you can dig for a card. You're just.
Yeah, but I mean, could that have been saved?
Well, actually, it doesn't matter because Embiggen is free or Invigorate is free.
Yeah.
So I'm done. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, they probably could have waited to play the Noble Hierarch, but it doesn't really matter. So 6 plus 4.
Oh, it has exalted, so it's going to 7.
11.
It go to 11 if Invigorate resolves, but they're almost certainly going to. They're either holding Oh, they can't swords because they don't have white, but they're probably holding their counter spell for Invigorate.
I mean, regardless, this is a pretty good start, even if this.
I mean, this is exactly what they needed to do, right? When we.
Wow.
Oh my God, Kala didn't have it. Let's fucking go.
A first win.
We got a game, ladies and gentlemen. We are now 2-1 in the finals. I'm stupefied that Kala didn't.
Maybe they definitely got a little cocky. They got comfortable.
Yeah, I think they must have assumed that Devour was gonna stay on the low and slow game plan, but Devour went for the fucking I'm just gonna dive for the win instantly, and it paid off.
Definitely, I think Devour was like, I see an opportunity, and if he can go for this turn 2, we get the turn 2.
Madden, yes. This final is best of 5. Up until now, it's been best of 3 single elim, which in future we're absolutely doing double elimination. There's a whole statistical rant I could go on about how doing a single elimination tournament is the mathematically best way to guarantee that the best player or deck or whatever doesn't win the tournament. So in the future, in future tournaments, we are going to do probably not best of 5s until finals, but we are going to do double elim. But this has been a single elim bracket, then this is a best of 5 game, which is now 2-1 in Kala's favor, and they are already on a ponder turn 1.
Absolutely.
So this is rough.
So Devour is on the turn 1 Glistener Elf, and we have a full hand of 7.
Good.
With the Glistener Elf, so it's good promises.
Wow, all right.
Kala's learned.
Kala has learned.
An amazing
pitching of
Force of Will.
I'm honestly terrified that Kala pitched a ponder, because that means they like the rest of the stuff in their hand, which is
either that or they're very desperate and they don't have targets. Is the only one way to tell.
Yeah, but they didn't mull. And so I feel like if they were desperate, they would have mulled at least one time.
Maybe. Or if the Urza Sokka probably made the hand better.
Yeah, they probably kept it off of, I have Urza's, it'll be fine.
That looks like what it is.
Because, I mean, honestly, Urza's, having Urza's and a counter spell does probably make your opening hand for the breakfast decks. And
just like I manifested it, I didn't even say the words. Inkmoth Nexus hits the battlefield.
Oh, fuck yes! Let's see it, baby. The unblockable.
No free mulls in this. Up, Swords of Plowshares.
Yeah, username dude. So in 60 card formats, mulling is never free just because since you're on 4 of and your decks are smaller, it's so likely you're gonna get a playable hand that if everybody got a free mull, it would just be absurdity.
It's just the fact that if you can be comfortable in mulling your hand even though it's not perfect.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's I'll just get a new hand and then it gets better. So there's no stakes to that. We do have an Inkmoth Nexus hitting the battlefield last turn. That's very good. It can't be Swords to Plowshare at sorcery speed. So it doesn't mean that Cal is going to keep some untapped mana. I can
swords
guarantee
is instant speed. It can get swords.
Yeah, In the chance that they're holding up mana, Calican swords the Ink Mod Nexus once it's animated. It's definitely counterproof.
It looks to me like they're holding up mana to just double dip Urzas again. Yugi really crafted Kala's hand themselves because they were on a Ponder, they were on a Force of Will, another card to pitch to Force of Will, and a Swords. So that is
yet again, time and time again, Kala has been getting some nutty hands.
Yeah, Kala. The first post-game interview is, how did you hack Cockatrice?
We gotta ask that question. How'd you cheat?
But Devour's on 5, which is not bad, and they can
much better than last game.
Oh, they're tapping 2. Ooh, another Blighted Agent.
We're just gonna keep playing at our Blighted Agents, and one of them's gonna stick. That's what Devour's saying.
That's all. Hey, that's all you need. One unblockable thing sticks. We don't give a fuck about your constructs. All we care about is these Blighted Agents going straight to your dome.
Absolutely. So Devour's thinking they physically cannot get rid of all of my infect creatures. There's a point to where you run out.
This is the way they should be playing, though. This is 100% the right move. I'm just going to try to keep hands that let me drop a thing you need to answer every single turn, and I'm going to hope that you run out of answers.
Absolutely.
So what could... I don't think... They can pull out Shuko, but I don't think there's anything they could tutor that's going to stop the Infect game plan. So now it's really a question of how much pump is in those 4 cards that Devour has in hand.
Either that, or they do grab Shuko and just look to maybe cantrip their way into a protection for counter magic.
But Shuko doesn't make them draw anything here.
No. Maybe they just have a like a illusionist in hand.
Yeah, they're probably setting it up. And then
Changeling Outcast username is not a very good card. So it's very terrible.
Needing to have black. Yeah, needing to have black mana because it doesn't have Infect on itself. And when you have something that's unblockable and has Infect on the body, like Blighted Agent, you just run the better card.
Pretty much.
Oh, Shuko's also pumping their artifacts, so they might be hoping that they can do like a combat damage beatdown if they because if they remove the next Blighted Agent, then Devour's in a lot of trouble because it's unlikely that they can just keep throwing down permanents at that point.
Oh yeah, the saga, the contracts are going to get bigger and bigger as the game goes on. So definitely.
So we need to
also equip gives it 4, makes it a 4/3. I want to say quick shout out to Urza Saga for being an insanely broken land.
Yeah, we're banning non-basics next tournament. I swear to God.
Just Urza Saga. Everything else is okay.
Well, if we play in Pauper, doesn't that basically ban all the good lands? Or are those printed at common?
Oh, no. All those cards are definitely rares.
Yeah.
Most of the lands that are played and constructed are rares.
Yeah, so we will actually be banning good lands next tournament.
And it won't be because of a ban, it's just because, the format's cool.
Pixel, this is Bant, in fact. So he has white in there. Which, why the fuck? Is he on white just for swords?
Oh, he's not running swords, I don't think.
Oh, it's for Skrelv. Swords is in the sideboard. So he's on white just for Skrelv to give protection from a color to one of his swingers. Okay, he's swinging 2 unblocked Infect damage. Let's see what that pump is like.
Nope. It's just connecting, I guess.
Oh, that's scary.
It's a war of attrition now.
Oh, wait. Second main? Okay, that's not great. That's scary now.
So, I think the Glycerin Elf is really only going to be here to throw under the bus.
Yeah, you fucking chump. On lethal, you chump one of those constructs. Because we also, thankfully, they probably know that Kala doesn't have pump. So they can kind of hold back. They get one... Right now, they have the 3rd turn is when they die. If any more artifacts come out, they die in 2 turns. But for now, they can let Kala swing twice.
It's just such a feels bad too, because Devour, I mean, Kala is holding the cards right now.
Mm-hmm.
Devour needs a lot to do work, and Cal has a winning board state as is.
Yeah. He just has to draw one crazy...
Anything really.
I'm going to pray that Devour, based on how they're playing, is sitting on Force of Will. If they're holding 3 in hand and they're not cantripping and they're not pumping, I'm going to pray for them that they're holding Force of Will to try and stop the combo when it comes through.
Absolutely. And I mean, the other situation is they're just holding 3 lands in hand.
Well, let's not think about that. Let's not think about that situation.
Also, like keeping
here comes Illusionist. Okay, here comes the attempt to win the game, I guess.
Yeah. All right. Devour's gonna need to find a way to get out of this.
Vigor. So Shuko is gonna dump.
Oh, very good.
They exile. So they were on a pump spell, but they saved it for Vigor, which I think is wise.
Pretty good. Brainstorm.
Okay, looking for.
Now Cal's digging.
Oh, so Kala doesn't have a Force of Will. This is all very important information for them to learn. And now we're gonna see if Kala can dig out an answer. Devours 1 card in hand. I hope to God that's a daze. I'm hoping to God that's a daze, because otherwise it just ends.
I mean, that's very.
They're on Force of Will. God damn it.
Well, that looks like it's gonna conclude the game.
Yeah.
Unless Devour has a Spell Pierce to counter the.
Yeah, the 1-of Spell Pierce is the only thing they could have at this point.
This is just really sad.
Yeah.
I think if you feign having nothing in hand and you negate or you Spell Pierce the Dread Return, that's very good. Because then you win the game on the spot. But I don't think that's what's happening here. That's it's very unfortunate. It got close at the end on this game 3, but
yeah, I think that game 2 strategy is the
pass.
Oh wait, what? They didn't do it?
They're perhaps giving mercy in the final match. Well, the stakes are high.
Yeah, because there's no reason you wouldn't, because you just have to... Maybe they're scared that Devour's holding Surgical Extraction. They might just be like, oh, I can beat you to death, but I think that is what they're doing. I think they're saying, if you have Surgical Extraction, I lose, but if you don't, and I let you Infect swing, you can't kill me fast enough.
I guess. It's the only
they don't need any more mana for the win. Because once you have Illusionist and a 0-cost equipped thing, it's manaless at that point. You have to cast another spell, but you can cast it by sacrificing your creatures.
Yeah, Dread Return is flashback, sacrifice your creatures, reanimate creatures.
They may also be thinking like, okay, I've seen Spell Pierce, so Spell Pierce or Surgical makes me lose the game if I go for the combo, but if I don't, Devour, I don't think mathematically can win this turn no matter what pumps they drop. And then on next upkeep, Kala will have enough mana to protect the combo. So it was probably, so probably not Mercy, but probably like, if I just wait a turn, there's 0% chance I lose and 100% chance I win.
Yeah, I think Kala just using their board state at their advantage to say, I can buy time.
Yeah.
Scale up, targeting Blighted Agent, probably.
Almost certainly. So it's going to be 6, and then, they're going to be one
dropped
short.
To 9 Infect.
1 short unless they have another pump in hand, which I think they would have dropped if they already had it.
What an exciting turn of events. We're pumping the...
That's...
Listener Elf?
I think that's admitting defeat, TBH.
I mean, they're going to block the 4/3. What is happening? Seriously?
I mean, I think it's like, You may as well go for the bluff because there's nothing else you could do, but it was not a particularly difficult to see through bluff IMO.
It's a bluff of backwards. Wait, they can't give the elf trample or anything. And if they buff it to kill a construct and keep the elf, that's...
Yeah. Blaze, because they weren't going to win the game off that infect damage anyway. And so, unless... I think they were doing something wild to try to have Kala make an unforced error. Because that was the only thing that was going to change the game at that point.
Oh,
they were sitting on a land. All right, well, GG's to Kala. We're going to... Arya, I'm going to hang up on Skype, and you and I just both hop in the Discord call, and then we'll do it from there.
Sure.
GG.
Your Infect streams, they went...
Congratulations.
Kala, if you are open to it, we did want to do a quick post-tournament interview with the winner.
Good games.
Sure, of course. Good games. This was amazing.
GG.
I had to check on the fly. Fucking staff of the Storyteller and Retrofitter Foundry. I had to train myself to not dismiss them with Urza Saga as well.
I think you played the tournament very well, and congratulations for winning. I think you earned it.
Yeah, it's very good.
Hell yeah.
Very good path through the bracket. We are going to now hook you up with the title Greatest Legacy Player Alive, which will only apply in this Discord.
I would like to thank someone.
Who would
I
you
understand.
like to thank?
Bosch and Roll, his YouTube videos have helped me, and this was his list. I saw him play it in a league on Magic Online. I saw him do like a tournament report of a tournament he actually played in person for with this exact deck, and I learned my best.
Yeah. Nice.
Bosch and Roll is good.
Awesome stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of good Magic Online creators, and I'm glad you
Can't wait to play Popper with you guys too.
Definitely. Let's maybe talk to Reaper or Devour. Sorry, is Devour here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh yeah, Devour.
I do have a couple of questions.
You know, I thought
in the booth we had some.
We roasted you a lot. Sorry. It's not...
Oh, terrible. What did I do?
We were rooting for you the whole time. Well, because we wanted to see after you went down 2-0, we were like, okay, we got to root for them because we want to see the reverse 3-0. We want to see the exciting shit happen. But the question first was, what did Staff of the Storyteller do to you to make you hate it so goddamn much in that first game?
Okay.
You pitched 3 counter spells over the course of the match to Staff of the Storyteller.
Okay, so Staff of the Storyteller was really annoying for me because it created a 1/1, and I only have like one card that gives trample. So I was worried about him just chump blocking my 1/1s. I have to waste a pump spell just so they don't kill a stupid 1/1, and it grants card draw. So what was going through my head is like, okay, as long as I don't let Cephalid Breakfast happen, I think Staff of the Storyteller might literally be what I have to worry about, just getting damage through.
Okay, that is what we theorized as well. Also, have you two did you two play together in Swiss?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right, because we were wondering if the turn 1 Dread we were talking about like how the meta of these tournaments is going to evolve to hide your deck because of the turn 1 Dread return onto Blighted Agent. Because like
the Cabal Therapy.
Oh, Cabal Therapy. Yeah, sorry, not Dread Return.
Cabal Therapy.
Yeah, ripping the Blighted Agent from the hand turn 1. Because like half of us were very like, oh yeah, this is like the list. These are the important cards, and then about another half of us like just didn't say shit about what we were playing.
Yeah, I sort of just expected. Like I heard that the person that my opponent was playing Infect, so I sort of theorized, okay, what are some Infect cards that I remember? Blighted Agent is especially one of them.
Yeah, one of the best.
It being unblockable.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's such a threat to me.
I'm
Because,
not
like,
even gonna lie. I don't think Blighted Agent actually did me that well throughout the tournament. I think Ink Moth Nexus just was strictly better in most scenarios.
It's you. Well,
my blockers are flying though, like half the time.
Yeah,
That's
that
the
could also
issue.
be like it feels better because it did more because everybody wasted all their answers on Blighted Agent because it's so much scarier.
Yeah.
True.
Which is like,
I mean, anyway, yeah.
Yeah,
you're also spending 2 mana on it too.
Yeah,
Ink Moth is a sorry, Blighted is a permanent investment, while Ink Moth you have to spend mana each turn.
Yeah. And Ink Moth will carry after people kill your Blighted, but if you have Ink Moth and Blighted Agent on the board, I'm probably investing my resources to kill Blighted Agent before I am Ink Moth.
I was just so happy that I didn't have to go up against that stupid Death and Taxes deck again.
Come on, bro! You didn't want to pay. You didn't want to play fair and honest Boros.
I think you probably had a better shot.
That's color.
I don't even know how I got this far. Like, I think it's mostly luck. I went up against decks that were way better than me, and I would just like sneak in a win out of nowhere.
You know what? The funny part is, I said the same thing. I said, "How did Infect get so far up on this bracket?"
How did Infect make it?
I'm sorry, I couldn't.
Like a very strong aggro list compared to what's very strong, like what's meta. I was talking about like how. You have Goblins, which is an aggro list, which not only has a combo in the deck, but against control can just slam down like really big mana slash spells, and Burn can just like cook you with anything. And I wanted to talk about like Game 2 and Game 3. You were sort of almost playing like a control deck. Can you walk us through what your process was when you were thinking about what to do during the match and what your mulligan was?
Game 3 was the turn to win.
So, what really ended up happening with those is I was just not drawing any Infect creature. I had pump spells, I had like counter spells, and like I'm casting these ponders, I'm casting these brainstorms, and I'm just not hitting an Infect creature, and I'm just crying inside. I run 12, and so I kind of just had to become a control player just to stop the Cephalid Illusionist combo.
I see.
Okay, so did you mulligan Game 2, or did you see a hand turn 1 that was like, I have enough cantrips that surely I will draw into an Infect creature? Is that what happened?
That is what I thought. I pondered into a ponder, into a brainstorm, and I'm like, okay, it'll happen, and then it didn't.
You saw about 11 cards?
So many cards, none of which did Infect. Okay, so yeah, the non-premium shuffler strikes again.
Definitely. That's the bootleg homemade shuffler.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to close down the stream. Thank you to everybody who watched. Thank you to everybody who participated. And congratulations to Kala, who is now the greatest legacy player to ever live. Andrea Mengucci, or whoever she is, can eat shit. Don't tell her I said that.
And I have a couple of closing notes about the next tournament we could be doing, if you don't mind.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Rap about the next tournament.
I did look at everybody's submissions. Thank you so much for submitting a survey if you participate in the tournament. It looks like September is going to be the best chance to get a next tournament in. So look forward to that. Based on the answers, it seems like people like the Swiss and all that. We're going to try and do a double elimination for next one. So when it comes close to the date, we'll be doing a let us meet so you can submit what time. And we'll be playing Pauper, so 60-card Pauper will be the format for that. So if you have any questions, I'm going to do that again. I'm going to be the organizer, and hopefully we'll have more people on board.
I hope you guys are ready for Infect and Pauper.
You're banned from the tournament. You're just banned from participating in anything.
Fairy's here. I'll counter all your shit. Don't worry about it. You don't need to play spells. Who needs to play spells?
Oh, I might play familiars. You guys are gonna hate me. But
I think that's all I have to say. Actually, does transfer over to Pauper.
Oh yeah. Very good.
All right. Thank you to everybody. I'm gonna close down this.